Welcome to another episode of the most anticipated show on Twitch TV. Welcome to
Wrestling on the Rocks, our second episode.
Yeah, it's not the first episode. Finally.
Yeah, we're good. We did it. We finally got it sorted out.
Successful startup.
Yeah, this is where every show is like our second episode moving forward.
Yeah,
that's the new motto.
That's what we're going for. It's what we're fighting for. We'd like to see what we can do. We got a little Day of the Dead set up, a little Adios de los Muertos. I'm really good with those words. Just gonna give a little. Well, we gotta get our drinks ready.
I need to pour a little bit. Gut.
I gotta finish this.
we got this cool pumpkin spice ginger beer that we were going to open together, but I'll open it because
Popped my load too early. Sorry.
yeah, that didn't go well. Okay,
That was cool. It was good. Hey,
well, quit being an asshole.
All right, so let's get this. Cheers.
we gotta get our cheers going. We gotta get ice going.
Okay.
I guess I need ice. Sure.
There we go. There we go. There we are.
This is stuff we should do before. But
No, I like the sound of the ice.
We're doing it live.
The sound of me angrily putting ice in shit.
Yeah, I like the ice.
Fuck you.
We're gonna get our drinks ready.
What are you pouring, sir?
That's just it. What are you guys drinking at home? What are you watching? What are you drinking? Right now, I'm gonna have some Four Roses Bourbillon with this ginger. Why are you?
Bourbillon?
No, you can't. You need a cup. You can't just put this in your mouth, dude. That's not okay.
Cool, got a cup.
Wow.
Ooh, that's the. Oh, that's a different brand. That's the brand I was drinking earlier. That's the one I was having a fight with about.
We're going back to first show.
It's all
status,
dusty and
guys.
shit. Cool.
Let's
This
go.
is feeling a little first show.
It's feeling a little first show now. Let's keep the ball rolling, please.
Well, Clump's never figured out how to use a fucking cup or when.
I use
And that's on
straws.
me.
He also chews straws. He doesn't actually sip.
You
straws.
eat wood.
No,
you
no, I don't
use
eat
straws.
plastic shit. I eat wood shit. Fuck you.
Okay.
I've seen him eat a ball of plastic. Just letting you know.
I'm like turtles. Turtles don't you can't feed me plastic.
I want to.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Turn it down!
All right, first show, everyone. Welcome back to our first show.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
thank you
Wherever
for tuning
go, that's
in.
our First show.
Josh, fuck you.
Thank you for tuning in, Josh.
I am.
Kiss the fattest part of my ass, Josh.
I really want to sip this, so let's go into our cheers.
Oh,
for
look at this.
Monsters.
Oh, Crown
Josh is having a Crown Royal Peach with us while we have some Bourbillon and pumpkin ginger beer.
Cool.
That Bourbillon.
Boom. Cheers.
Fuck it, this doesn't look
God damn it, Clump. Cheers to the late, great Harley Race on the Day of the Dead.
The last real man of pro wrestling.
There's a lot of terrible jokes I wanted to make there.
Yeah. Could have gone in a lot of directions. That's actually really good, man. You need to pour
way good.
Yeah. Oh, you did
Way
some
good.
already?
Yeah, I put
Nice.
some in there with bourbon.
All right.
Really good. That's smooth and creamy.
Yeah, it is. I might have to make a special stop there.
All right. So finally got time off to watch the show. Oh, awesome, dude. We're happy to have our mod back in to watch the show. He's been our moderator since day one. That day one-ish. He has been on the show also once, just also one day-ish.
Cheers to you.
So cheers for actually tuning in for once on a show that you're a mod on. We've been lost without you. Every day is like the first day here. Every show is the first.
So you haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the sum.
Yeah.
So before we get
pumpkin pie, this is great. Like,
why did you ask to have some?
No, I was like, I'll try it, but
But you were gonna put your mouth on it like you're the only one allowed to have it
Goddamn,
on
come
a
on.
drink that you otherwise expected to not like.
I'll still finish it. I have that like. I mean,
This is fucking. I can't believe. I usually hate shit that's flavored this way. Give me a whole one by myself. Other people would like to try it. No need. I'll just suck the whole thing down.
Yeah. By the bottle.
I would drink it all, and then you'd be like, "How was it?" I'd be like, "It was piss poor." And
Yeah.
just hand me the
I mean, if you like pumpkin, maybe it's good, but I hate that shit, so.
I promise we're going to get to the pro wrestling talk. I
We are
promise.
going to get to the pro wrestling talk, but we do have something missing today. We've only got
How
one
is it?
title out.
What?
We're missing a
the
title.
Hell. We're giving away the set.
So we're going to go ahead and bestow this upon the Clump. Clump, go ahead and unveil.
Wait, what? No.
This is a gift for the Clump
Don't.
and for the show.
And for the show. Oh, man.
Hold it up.
Holy shit, you didn't.
Whoa.
Where?
Hold it up for the camera.
Yeah.
Hold it
Boom.
up like you're a champ.
I'm gonna drop this shit out of this.
In this case, like a little bitch.
That's awesome, man. Man, it looks.
Dude, it looks bomb as hell.
Yeah,
Like,
in person, holy crap. It
Yeah.
looks-
Not bad.
who made this? Because we need to definitely rep them. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'd rather not.
What? God damn it.
He's like China.
Wait, where am I putting this now?
So you got to clip it together so you can put it in front of the thing like we usually do.
Okay. Dude,
Our resident
That-
AEW correspondent.
That's awesome.
that is amazing.
All right, now the set feels a little more together, doesn't it?
Just maybe move this glass to towards you. In front of the bell.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me.
There you go.
Like that?
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, now we got...
Now we're.
Now we can get started. Now things are complete. Now the show is like a second show-ish.
I like how it's like padded in the back for like bellies.
What's up?
It's like got padding in the back.
I don't know if that's what they were going
It does. It's a padding for bellies for sure. Also, there's some
Sure.
screws that seem to be floating around. The other thing is that the strap is very large. Where like so these ones are for size like 36 and below. I think that one starts at 42 and up.
Holy shit.
So
It is a lot of things that for a roughly smaller roster of people who seem to be lighter. This seems made for a fat guy.
oh yeah.
Like it's like
Perfect for Jericho.
yeah.
I would say majority of
feel bad
AEW feels made for a fat guy. AEW, AEW,
Man.
AEW.
In advance, fuck you. My list is mostly them.
I got a lot. I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We got things to talk
Have
about.
a
Things have
lot
happened.
to
Things have
talk
happened.
about.
Before we get into the nitty gritty of it all, we are going to throw out there for anybody watching or listening or curious. So we as There we go. There we go. There we go. We are back. We did it, guys. We got through a commercial break.
Yep.
Sorry to do a commercial break 8 minutes in, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Keep everything up and running. Hopefully, we don't have one every 8 minutes. So we're gonna find out. So here's the deal.
Then we'd be like last podcast on left.
Yeah, or AEW this week. So we'll get into that as well. Hey, real quick, we did watch NWA Power for the first time today. We watched 2 episodes of it. We were very impressed, and we have talked about it. And I think we're going to start covering AEW Power, depending on how that goes.
What did you just call it?
NWA Power?
Yeah, you called it AEW Power.
There's no way.
Dude, roll the tapes. We will roll the tapes. Chat. I'm gonna need someone to back me up here. Anyway, keep going.
No way. It's
Keep going.
NWA.
You said AEW Power, baby.
Even Homicide wears the Out of Compton shirt, which I feel like.
You said AEW Power.
Um,
My dude.
Sounds like a terrible. Sounds like a terrible racist group. AEW Power.
AEW Power, yeah. So we may start covering it. If we do start covering it, we may adjust our time just slightly so we can go on right after them. They do go on the same time we do, so they're on right now. Don't tune over to them. They're on YouTube. You can catch them at any time. Don't tune over yet. You got to stay with us. We're live only for a short period of time. YouTube is forever.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I think that
A
brings
lot
us
of
to the show.
celebrities find that out.
lot of
YouTube
what?
is forever.
YouTube's forever, yeah.
The internet's pretty much forever.
Yeah.
A lot of it is. So here's how we're going to do the show. Before we were kind of going, hey, everyone talk about a top and a bottom. We'll just kind of ping pong around. What we're doing now is we're going to actually go show by show and only talk about the highlights, lowlights that we had of it. We still only have our top 5, bottom 5s. We're basically going to go through and be boom, Crown Jewel, anything on your top 5 for Crown Jewel, and go that way, and then move on to the next show. Boom, anything on your top 5 for SmackDown as well. We're going to do it that way. If you guys have any input, give it up. We want it. Derail us. We are a show built for derailment. We start off the rails.
That's actually very accurate.
Yeah. So wait, when we get on it, does that mean Marsh wants to get railed?
Get on it, my pony.
Yeah.
Let's
Ride
it. My pony. All right. Excuse me.
So let's get started.
How
Let's start
rude.
with the beginning of the week, which was, in this case, last Thursday. Last time we were on the air. I guess Wednesday.
No, Wednesday, no. So
We'd have to start with NXT and
And
AEW
the
and then move into
AEW.
the Thursday
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, cool. So, do you guys want to start with AEW or NXT? What did you watch live, or did you do? How do you do
I actually was able to watch AEW live, and I was really happy with it.
Me too.
it? You watched it live and you didn't tune back and forth or anything of those
Oh, I
guys?
definitely tuned back and forth, but there were certain segments that made me just change to one for a while, and then watch that entire segment, and then I'd see what's going on. But most of it was at AEW. For me.
Okay.
I'll tend to gauge it. Like, I'll watch one thing. Like, even if I don't like it, I'll deliberately, I'm watching this, but I'll gauge my enthusiasm and do I want to go to somewhere else? But I try not to because I don't want to like lose that context of something. So I'll like always in my head, the back of my head, be like, do I want to get the hell out of here? And there are some times where I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind switching. But then more often, I was pretty happy with it.
Now, a lot of people, what they've been doing is watching one live and DVRing the other to just watch it. Do you find the desire to flip back and forth more so than the desire just to be like, I'm in it, I'm going to stay, I'm going to watch the whole thing through and then watch the next thing later?
I've been happy watching it all the way through.
For me, it's more priority to watch AEW because I have a harder time watching that in the online for some
Yeah.
reason. They need to get their shit together, their website. So yeah, AEW is priority.
It's true, the network has NXT up there right away and
And
full
then NXT,
context
I can-
and without commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
nice.
fair, same, honestly.
Yes, and they don't cut out very much. It's like the same broadcast.
Whereas AEW, you do feel like you're missing a lot depending on what, even the same night, because the first show you watch when it's live, it's like, oh, it's pretty good. The second show has a bit of editing, actually.
Yeah.
And then the replay, you're like, oh, fuck, what, I missed. I feel like this is more of a match.
Yeah.
The replays have absolutely no picture-in-picture, which I guess they do a lot of on their live
For the
show.
commercial.
I'm not home to watch it, so I watch it on the first replay. I'm home for like the last 20 minutes of the show, and then so I just wait out 20 minutes and then watch the replay.
So you're missing a couple spots, but
I heard it made a shitload of difference on the Nyla Rio match, but anyhow, unsure. Beardage, thanks for coming in. I hope you're having a drink with us. Cheers to the unrailed comment.
Unrailed, yeah. It's a game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's a co-op game where you like build train tracks from like point A to point B, and there's obstacles and things in your way, and you have to gather resources. It's maddening, but it's awesome. It's really fun.
Is that how it feels like being on the show?
Yeah, actually, very.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Good. All right, nice. We are a live version of Unrailed.
It sounds less abusive, though.
In a video game?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's intentional.
Yeah, I
We
know.
want you to feel that.
It's like when you're playing Doom on hardest difficulty. Yeah.
I always cheated on Doom, so I used codes.
Yeah, there's a ton of codes. They just give them out.
As a kid, I would always cheat in video games, but given the opportunity.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, GTA, but like Doom, no, it's like a special place in my heart that makes me feel terrible and angry. It's probably why I have depression.
I hope there's a ton of reasons why you have depression.
Also fair.
So I got a positive. I can.
So we're gonna start with AEW then, because you guys watch AEW live. So let's start. We got a positive for AEW. What do you got?
So for me, they had the best women's match that they've ever had on Dynamite. Hikaru Shida versus Shayna.
Yes.
And Shayna was a newcomer, just signed for that match. And we can go into it later, but she was signed full time after this. Yeah, they actually signed
Yeah.
her for full time,
Very
3-year
nice.
They signed
contract.
4 people this week.
Yeah.
Really?
So my notes, I actually really enjoyed this match, which I kind of emphasize that because I have not been too thrilled with the women's division in AEW. I've been pretty vocal about that. Both competitors did some big spots, looked fairly clean. I thought the match in general was just very fluid. They knew what they were doing. I guess the Shayna girl is an old pro. She's been around Europe and stuff like that. My other note was JR continues to do his corrective meta commentating that you brought up the other day.
Love it.
Like
Can't get enough.
She just hit that move, so she should go up with a pin right now.
Yeah, she should be going for a pin, but she's not because nobody wants to win.
Actually, the whole time, producer here, he was saying, "Oh man, JR is so frustrated."
He was, but it was a good match.
It was a good match. I thought it was such a good match that this match to me highlighted a big major failure in AEW, which was on one of my bottom fives. The match was so good with these two women who had mistakes here and there, but they were easily forgivable with the context of the entirety of the match. Is they didn't do a great job of really showcasing or telling the story of who these women were at all, and these two women were so much better independently than your champion. This match was better than your championship match. This to me highlighted their failure in getting the AEW roster for the women's division where it should be, because this is what you're saying you have some of, and this was like to them almost a throwaway match. And you're like, no, these are the ones you guys got to be highlighting.
Yep.
This should have been a championship match, you know, given that versus the other. So I think it was so good, it kind of reminded me all the other shit they keep trying to push in the front of it. And that was frustrating to me because it's all like, we get that weird Brandy vignette.
Early on, too, I kind of thought that Hikaru Shida would be the Black Horse and winning the Women's Championship.
I thought she was going to go a lot further.
And then she kind of
faster.
disappeared for a while. Haven't really heard from her. And then she came back with this match, and I'm like, dude, she's more on like the Japanese women in WWE's level than I would say Rio or anybody else in AEW.
Yeah.
She's good.
Wasn't part of the reason she was missing because she was trying to get to America? Like she's moved here now, and that's why she could be on TV.
Ah, gotcha.
I do recall hearing something about vising and stuff like this, potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, if that's the case, and now she's here full time to work full time, God, let's highlight her.
Yeah,
Put
let's
out
push
there
her,
more.
please.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I think this really was something that we get to see. My hope is if this is what you can get, we can continue to maybe bring people in and grow this.
Keep signing.
Maybe they're not being as open about it. We're not hearing about it because people are not talking about negatives as much as you hear about WWE. But they're aware. Maybe this is a sign they're aware of weaknesses and they're responding by, okay, we need to find people to fix this, which is great if that's the case and they're responding that rapidly. Fuck yes, keep doing that.
100%. When you're pushing your top of your women's division with like Brandy, Baker, and Rio, and they're not putting on like the level of performances you would expect for champions, to have this match as just a standalone match was kind of like, wait, where have they been? Why is this brand new? But if this is the response of like, hey, people aren't responding well to this other stuff, let's do something, then this was a great response to that.
Absolutely. So for me, that was definitely a top 5, that match.
For sure. That match was great. And it definitely felt like there's room to grow there, too. Like, because I think that people forgive an awful lot here and there depending on, I think this was one of those matches where you want to forgive some of those little things. Where some matches are just so bad, just like, you can't just look past this, guys.
Yeah.
This one where it was really good and the little things just like, oh, I just need fine tuning and they're going to be great.
And side note, Shayna liked my tweet about it. So.
Shayna Baszler?
No, sorry. Shauna.
Oh, the Portuguese one?
Yeah.
Did you tweet in Portuguese?
She can read English, dude.
You don't know that.
It's
she-
confirmed.
It's
She
really
liked-
great for them for contracts.
Pretty good. I'm pretty sure she's bilingual.
Are you saying that by your DMs?
She's in the ladies.
No, I didn't slide the DMs down.
You didn't slide on the DMs on there? Not as charming as I thought.
Gabe, you could do that. Just do it. You could do that. I can teach you Portuguese if you want.
That's cool though. If you did that and she responded right away, it's pretty cool. I guess we'll play it day by day because then we also had the thing on Sunday I wanted to talk about. What'd you do?
Just as I was pouring that in, just watching you pause and look at it.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I was terrified. Okay, cool. So you had a top 5 of that, which brought us into the bottom 5 of the rest of the women's division in AEW. They got to step up their goddamn game. Because
It's sad because they're at consistent bottom 5. I think for you and I don't know about you, but every
Women's
week,
division?
I'm putting the women's division in the bottom 5 because they show one match usually.
I get
Right,
upset.
right.
I try not to talk about it because I'm like, I want to like this shit. But I'm now like, this made me happy. I'm like, okay, cool. I could say and be more confident saying, God damn, it's been pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
Be a fan of some of these women, and I want to like them a lot.
Me too.
Or like the stories of a lot of people, and I'm kind of tired of some of this shit.
Britt Baker, she's the one I criticize the most, and I think only because they put her in the forefront to be like the face of the women's division. She's not bad, but she should be more in the background right now, like doing dark matches.
She's also barely good.
Yeah.
Like she's like a C+.
Yeah.
As far as wrestling goes.
Yeah.
If she was a dentist as good as if she wrestled or did dentistry as good as she did wrestling, I would be scared.
Yes. I would say yes.
Shit's gonna hurt.
If she was the same skill level of a dentist as a wrestler, then I would agree with her. She should stop being a dentist and start being a wrestler. However, her wrestling is so bad, I don't know if she needs to go back to dentistry or not. But I do know this. She's a goddamn dentist, and they won't shut the fuck up about it.
Whereas Isaac Yankum's a better wrestler than dentist. She's a better dentist than a wrestler.
She's got that practice, so I would do that.
And Adam Cole's got fancy
That's true.
things.
She's never gotten good enough to be pro. She's just got the practice. In dentistry, you always practice.
Yeah, that was pretty good, actually. I didn't want to laugh and give you that, but all right. All right.
That made me want to fart.
Again?
Again?
Everyone smelt your leak there a little bit, buddy. Your little
I heard
gas
that leak. I heard that leak.
You
What are
heard it? His
talking
little
about?
punch can. Like,
Yeah.
no one's going to notice this.
Oh, man. I just realized that I have a tag team that I like in the bottom twice for multiple reasons.
Well, we can maybe...
Don't worry,
we can
I
maybe
think
split
if
up.
it's the same tag team, I think they're in my top.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll just go around. I had a top 5 for AEW as well.
Let's go.
Which was
Lay it on us.
SCU becoming tag team champions.
Hell yeah, man. That was booking I did not expect.
Yeah, I was so goddamn worried. I was like, man, fucking Lucha Brothers going to win this shit. I'm going to be so goddamn annoyed. Oh, cool. This is okay. I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
I don't know if they realize it, but they inadvertently push Young Bucks down when they do that. Right? So they could never beat the Lucha Brothers, and the Lucha Brothers were the AAA champions and all that. And then here's SCU saying we're better than the Lucha Brothers. So it really kind of pushes Young Bucks down as far as like...
You know what? I don't think they give a shit, to be honest, because they're the Young Bucks, and if they want to get pushed and if they want to make their run, they're gonna have their run.
That's true.
I think part of it is that they're aware that if they put a belt on themselves, how it would look. Like everyone, it's like, look, if we put a belt on Hangman Page, if we put a belt on Cody, if we put a belt on the Young Bucks, if we put a belt on Kenny, it's gonna look weird.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's gonna make people have questions about it. But doing this, it showcases, and yeah, they're the Young Bucks. They'll always draw doing their matches you don't like.
Yep.
But it's
always
fine.
draw just from their name alone.
Yeah.
They're always sell merge from the name alone.
Yeah.
The only negative that they have is that the one they both need to wear bandanas now because the one's losing his hair rapidly.
Whoa, like super rapidly, dude. Didn't it come off and his hairline was so far back, man.
They both do. It's like, okay, maybe short hair or bald. You guys could pull it off and be fine. Facial hair and bald doesn't look bad except when you fuck up shaving and then it's all like, I'm not going to show you.
Yeah,
Don't
dude,
show them.
just look at Triple H, man.
But just look at the top of my goddamn head right now.
No, Triple H. Look at Triple H.
Yeah, he looks good, man. I always
Try
look
not
at him.
to.
Stare at Triple H.
Just thought of that like gif where he pulls the mask down. It's just the giant ass nose.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, I thought it was really cool. It's like we said on the last show, if Lucha Brothers won that one, it would feel a little bit too obvious and kind of shitty. But with SCU, I felt, and I've been saying it almost every week, that to me, when I walk away from that show and I think who were the stars, it's almost always SCU. Scorpio Sky, to me, I think is a fucking superstar. I could see him going in absolutely any company and being top. But at the same time, you would think the same thing with some of the guys who are definitely not top at other companies. Like an Apollo Crews type. Can you fucking stop pointing that at me? His fucking loaded belch gun. You can point it down, dude. Keeps moving my hair and my glasses and shit.
He feels like the wind.
Yeah.
Ginger, you okay? Calm down.
He's gonna have his revenge.
It's like an island goddamn breeze.
Yeah. If you're trying to start a fucking battle,
Forget wrestling wars.
yeah, forget Wednesday Night Wars.
Get the
We're gonna
fog
have
wars.
some
Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Some Tuesday Dynamite. Tuesday Toot Toot Dynamite. Give me an ice cube.
Okay.
But yeah, SEU's champions. I fucking love it. I think that they're an incredible tag team. I think all three of them, in their own roles in that team, they can push that whole division up. I feel like the other ones as champions, I don't feel like they would elevate the other teams as much. I think even Young Bucks as champions wouldn't be elevating other teams like the way that SEU can.
Yeah, I see SCU either feuding with the Lucha Bros from here on or Dark Order. Because SCU's a face team, right?
Yeah.
No one, and this is the thing I love with AEW is it's very hard to define face versus heel because everyone's like so over, but they're not, with the exception of like people who are trying to.
They're over with the crowd who shows up. They're not necessarily over worldwide.
Except for Jake Hager.
Well, I mean,
Fuck that guy.
when they wrestle matches, it looks like it's more of a face style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And their whole, like, this is the worst town is to get cheers.
yeah, that's their shtick.
Although I get the impression by the way that they've been having a Private Party ringside for every one of these matches that Private Party was going to be coming straight for the champs. That was the impression I was getting.
Okay.
That. So I would be surprised if they have some Private Party business going on.
Hey man, they're pushing the hell out of them. Then I like that.
Yeah, they're very good. I think they do a lot in different styles of matches too. Like the one
Private
thing.
Party?
Yeah,
Okay.
And they do a lot of flippy shit.
they do. But I mean, they also they've done the Young Buck style flippy shit. They've also done pretty with Angelico and Jack Evans. I think they could do more because I'm like, oh, this is pretty fluid at least.
All right,
Perhaps.
we'll see. I haven't been terribly impressed by their storytelling as much as I've been impressed by their athleticism. So I'd like to see just a little shift in that. They seem to. It's a little video gamey to me, but they can pull that shit off. And that dude, Mark Quinn, his sunset flip almost touches the ceiling. It's insane. He's like,
Yep. Mm-hmm. It just floats.
it's like the highest sunset flip in the world. But brings us over to you. Did you have any top fives from AEW by
I have
any
a
chance?
few.
None? Got it. Moving on. None?
Okay.
Yeah. No, what'd you have?
What do you got, man?
I'll go with my top five.
Tippy top?
Tippy top five.
Just
Kenny Omega's entrance and theme using Megalovania from Undertale coming in because I always love when he does entrances referencing Undertale or video games because he always tells such a good story.
Yeah.
Who tells a good story? The video game?
Yeah, from
Okay.
you can connect the use of the character Sans with his character and just the entrance video. It's like, okay, I can get that. That's really cool because Sans is. I don't get really annoying here. Sans is like he can be neutral or positive to you if you're neutral or positive in the game. So Kenny isn't really, it's kind of showing Kenny isn't really a heel and it's like keeping him up as he's dropping because there's that potential to fall and I like it.
Does it show that, or does it just hope everyone else in the world's played that game and should know that?
Well, the thing is this. You also could I think a lot of this is, and it's something I like when someone puts a little reference and like, what is that? I'm going to go look it up. Like when we were watching WrestleMania and Kofi's Taichi, you're like, oh, those crowns, those are that guy.
Basquiat.
Basquiat.
I recognized Basquiat right away.
But if you don't, you can look it up. And I love learning that stuff. I was like, this is really cool. And I like Undertale. I was like, that's cool. And it made me think about it more. It made me think of his Wrestle Kingdom 14 entrance with the Tanahashi video.
Oh, that was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so good, and it tells a good story heading into it. And what I like is they're never like this positive building him up thing. They're always showing like a conflict, and I loved it. And I loved that it referenced NJPW, that it referenced Kota Ibushi. It's really
Oh,
fucking...
that little digital thing they put up out of nowhere?
No, they're usually well done. I agree with
What
you.
was the... So that was in reference to NJPW, but it also at the end was saying that he was not going to go back there. That's what the video said.
Well, yeah.
You probably won't.
What was the deal with the sock?
Just
Is it just because it said put a sock in it?
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if the sock was in reference to anybody.
Undertale.
Is there an Undertale sock?
No, it's just like it's a silly game. So
Oh.
it's a weird game where like it's an RPG where you can win it and you can go through the game and complete it without actually fighting anything.
Yeah.
You can make everyone your friend.
Oh.
Which is really cool. So I kind of saw this like that's a neat reference.
It is. They say it's like the spiritual successor, more or less in style to Earthbound and like the Mother series, because that's kind of how it looks.
I like Earthbound a lot. I was a little confused by the whole thing, and it didn't really bring me into it. But I guess if you know all that stuff, I just wish they didn't do so much expecting people to know. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to know that has anything to do with NJPW? You know what I mean? Because the logo wasn't exactly NJPW; it was just NJPW enough.
Well, they didn't say anything about. They didn't say JPW. I think they were assuming you're a wrestling fan, you'd know the logo. They did reference coming out as Sans from Undertale.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he
Oh,
came,
Excalibur said it, right?
yes,
Yeah.
which I was like, cool. That gave something.
I just wish
Alright.
they assumed a little bit less. But
Do I have any more?
the costume in itself, you were a big fan of?
Yeah. No, I thought it was a. I think it's a kind of. It's a Halloween, so cool Halloween costumes. I thought it was a different one. I thought it was a cool one. I like that Kenny always referenced in video games and pop culture
cool.
like that.
I liked Cornette had something smart ass to say about it, which made me laugh. He said, "Can you imagine if Stone Cold went up to Vince in '98 or '99 and said, 'Hey, I want to come out dressed as Super Mario'?" So can you imagine how that would have gone over?
He probably would have gone. He would have done it. He was fucking Stone Cold.
You can do whatever you want.
He can do whatever he wants.
Pal, you're printing money for me. I don't care.
Jesus.
He was just Stone Cold stunned Vince if he didn't want to.
Yeah. I think Jim Cornette can go fuck himself.
Now,
with
was
that
it
one.
just me, or in that one segment with Tony Schiavone and Cody, they're talking in the limo? Was that story that he said was in Tucson? Did he mention
Yep.
Tucson? Cool. That's
was in
what
Tucson.
Yeah.
Did woo woo.
What?
Yeah,
Tucson?
I'm trying to remember. There's a couple things that happened in Tucson, which I think is why they brought it up. Tucson, I also believe, is the first place that Kofi ever won a championship.
Really?
Tag team championship with CM Punk
Oh wow,
in Tucson.
Shit, son.
that's
But
cool.
I think Cody won something in Tucson too. I think he won his first IC in Tucson.
We got weird history here. Like
Oh, we
the
can go
empty.
somewhere.
Well, the empty arena match, Rock and Mankind, was at TCC.
Yeah, Rocket Mankind was here in Tucson.
infamous.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's a thing that they did in the '90s. You know.
Yeah, the New Day came and swept the anime convention's Street Fighter tournament and walked out, which is fucking hilarious.
This
They
weekend?
did.
Yeah, at Konnichiwa, they came in because they had a show that weekend. They came in, they played, they won, they left. And nobody was mad because this is fucking great.
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. So you were a big fan of the entrance now laid
Yeah.
out. I will note, I think part of that is because you already had all that knowledge.
Sure.
I mean, also partly another positive is I have loved Kenny's theme music in NJPW. I do not like his theme music in AEW.
So you just heard it again and you're just like, yay!
No, this is a different song, but I was like,
Yeah.
cool, I don't have to, because his theme music for AEW to me is very generic. It's very generic to me, and I'm like, kind of, it's not Devil Sky. Devil Sky is amazing. It's not, I mean, even like when he came out to Megalovania, I was like, or Megalovania, I was like, okay, I'm cool with this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. I do think they do a lot for, like, you specifically.
They cater to
You know what I
nerds.
Well, so I mean, like, but I don't. I mean, I think that's part of the reason why I like having your voice on the show is because,
I'm a happy child in the face of you.
well, because their audience, they're catering specifically to you. They're not trying to get anyone else in. I think it's interesting. And I think it's a little weird at times. So that's why I think it's cool to be like, why did you like that so much? Because I was watching it like, okay, he came out with a weird, fucked up Jack Skellington mess that doesn't look right. You know what I mean?
And slippers.
Yeah.
And slippers.
Yeah, and I was like, and he's wearing fucking Matt Riddle slippers. I'm like, what's going on here?
exactly
You
what
know what I
I
mean? So
thought.
I just didn't know what the fuck was happening. So I just think it was just another example of them expecting knowledge, where it's like, ah, man, if you'd let me in on the joke, maybe I would have giggled. But it was just kind of like being at a party and being like, what?
It wasn't really a joke. It was just like a
little nod.
little
Which is
nod.
cool. Which is cool. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate what they're doing for your specific level of fandom.
I have a bottom for AEW.
Oh, I got one of them. What do you got?
You want to go first? Didn't you already say the women's division?
I said that as part of the thing of like it was so good it reminded me how bad.
Oh, sure.
Actually, this one ties into that, not too
Okay.
far off. Let's talk about on my bottom 5 for AEW was Rick and Morty.
Me too. That was exactly what I was going to say next.
So you're
The
about to go?
entire show, the entire Rick and Morty integration, I hate it. I'm not a big fan of Best Friends. I'm sorry. And I think Trent is like probably one of the least charismatic characters I've ever
Do you like Best Friends?
seen.
You like him, right?
Yeah.
Chuck E. T's cool. I like him. I don't get their thing with Orange Cassidy, like how he fits in with their gimmick. He's just kind of like, just doing Orange Cassidy stuff.
I think because you can't put Orange Cassidy alone on
Right.
TV.
Well, you can.
I don't think.
I'm
it
going to
would
like
make enough
Orange
sense.
Cassidy no matter what you do.
Yeah, no, I like Orange Cassidy, so I don't hate him.
I think Trent is the weakest part of it to me.
Yeah.
Because
Trent?
Chucky T's such a big
Trent?
thing. Trent.
That's true.
Yeah.
Berta.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, let us know what you guys think. We got pretty diverse opinions here, so let us know.
Yeah, with no, you're fine. Sorry.
Sorry, I just see people.
What was I saying? Oh, that was one of my bottoms, and I don't have much else to say about that because I actually switched back to NXT for that, and I watched Kabuki Warriors.
So you would have really liked Jim Ross during that one. He hated every part of that
sure.
segment.
I'm
And he
sure.
was silent for half of it, and then he would speak up and be like, "Why the fuck are they doing that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, it was just like him breaking out. It was like Chucky T would drop his wig, and then he'd be like, "Oh," and scramble over and get it back on, and like, "Ugh," and he's just like, "You can forget about the wig. You can just have a wrestling match."
Yeah.
And then at one point he was all like, part of the wig fell off, and he goes, "Oh, maybe a wrestling match will finally break out here." Like, he was getting so fucking
You're
annoyed
forgetting
at him.
the best thing, and this is my low and my high for AEW from Ross.
Yeah.
Wubba Lubba, Dub Dub. Just him randomly at the end of the match as they're these Wubba Lubba, Dub Dub. Like, it was out. It was like, oh.
No,
See, and this is
Excalibur
what-
pitched it to him. He said, "Hey, can you just say this line, Jim Ross?" Because he was promoting Rick and Morty, and that was at the very end of the thing. And he goes, "And JR, can you go ahead and finish it up and say this line?" And he looked over and just read it and was like, "I like to stay hip." You know, I was like, "What?"
And for the record, I am not a Rick and Morty fan. I've never watched an episode. I don't know.
Rick and Morty is exactly like what you were talking about before, where I can see the appeal. I understand why everyone tells me they think I will like it,
Yeah.
and I do not. I've seen it a few
I think
times.
we've had this
and
conversation too,
Yeah.
because I love the shit out of it.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I've seen it. I've seen a few episodes, like I think it's 3 or 4 episodes, and I go, okay, I get why people like it. I understand exactly why everyone thinks that I will like it. It just doesn't actually hit me.
It makes me feel old. Keep going.
Really?
That's
weird.
Because I don't get it. Everyone loves it.
Wait, am I the youngest one in the room again?
I don't get it.
Because I don't get it.
I just don't get it. Why is it? What was the funny?
Wait, am I the youngest person in the room again? Shit.
I think part of it also is the Rick and Morty thing. It's something that I don't even hold against AEW necessarily, because that's just what happens when you work with Turner. At this point now, they've shit on their main event once with a Crackle Barrel. They've shit on a pay-per-view with Biscuits during a match with Crackle Barrel. They fucking shit on the first show with Jay and Silent Bob, and now they just shit all over this one with Rick and Morty. I think that
They're definitely. Yeah.
they're too young with too much to prove for you guys to be pulling the rug out from under them with these stupid things.
If they do it so blatant and stuff, and it's so just owning it, I could be okay with it, because I think it'd be funny in the dumb. Like, I would laugh my ass off if they kept doing this, and it's like, oh, we got Anderson Cooper from CNN out here. How are you doing? And he's just like selling it like he doesn't want to be there. I'd be okay with it. If it's just
I
stupid.
think you wouldn't after a short period of time. I think those are the exact segments that were ruining WCW and stuff. Like RoboCop. No one goes back and be like, "Oh, I loved RoboCop on that fucking thing."
Well, not
People look
RoboCop,
at
but
it and
Kiss
kind of
Demon.
laugh at it, but like, I don't think that. I think at a certain point you'll be like, "Okay, why is there?" I mean, that was literally a match to put over Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It was weirdly focused on Rick and Morty. Again, Jim Ross is no selling Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I fucking love it because Excalibur tries to sell everything he's doing, and JR's just all like, "What are you talking about?" So I think it's so funny. JR's like not having it.
Also, I mean, it would be awesome if, like, in one episode, GR just stood up and murdered Excalibur.
Yeah, or just walked out. I'm just waiting for the segment where Jim Ross just goes, "That's okay," and then you just hear like, and then you just like see him on screen just going across the front.
Just like
Like,
this.
remember, was it Booker T did that the one episode because he had to pee? He had to go to the bathroom in the middle of a pay-per-view, and he was just all like, he like plugged his mic and said, so you're watching a match, and you just see Booker T across the front of the fucking hard
you're like,
cam, and you're like, what the fuck was that? And then a couple minutes
commentating?
later, he just and then sits down, like, what?
And then starts commentating again.
Yeah. He was like, I
And
had to
you know,
go.
when you got that headset on, there was like mid yelling, just like, what the f-?
Yeah.
Across fucking hard cam. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got another. I have a couple
That's true, too.
negatives.
You can sneak out behind the thing.
I have a couple negatives for AEW. Like if we're gonna wrap it up. and move on.
I've got one other thing about. Okay, so one of my positives actually was a positive amongst the entire week
Okay.
And that includes an AEW thing, so maybe we'll get back to that. But I do have one specific negative about AEW left.
You want me to go first or what?
Yeah, you go ahead and do it. We'll shit on it, and then we'll let him pick it up, because you got some more positives.
I'll try and argue some. Go ahead.
Okay. So.
Did you not have another positive on it?
Oh,
Did you have any negatives on it?
the Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, which is both positive and a negative.
As both. I can see that.
Okay. So it doesn't make top 5, but these are notes that I wrote down. So
Honorable mention.
honorable mentions for me. Jericho's pumpkin jacket. God damn. I hated it, but it's such a heel thing of him to wear, so whatever. But the biggest issue is he's still pandering past gimmicks, and he's still doing the stop.
Yeah.
You're just making WWE look good because they made a shitload of money for you doing that.
Yeah, 100%. And for Jericho to constantly be talking about the bad creative of WWE, but then he wants to go on and be like, everything I did was amazing because it was me, so I can keep doing it. No, you're either saying instead and we move on, or you're going to fucking lean into it like you are. And he's leaning into it like, please don't forget all the things you loved about me.
Yeah, that's why I'm champion here.
Yeah, and also it's funny to me that he was finally getting the booze he's been trying to get this whole time and couldn't get. And then right when he's getting the booze, and I was like, oh, fuck yes, he's doing it. He's going over as a heel. He was like, don't forget to cheer me. The list! And you're just like, stop! You finally got the fucking booze you've been dying for. Remember in Fyter Fest where he had that 20-minute promo, and 10 minutes in, he was just begging them to boo him? He's interrupting them to be like, no, but I hate you, please.
And
he gets a hard time getting booze, and he finally got him.
when he's done, you forget about I remember one of his great, my favorite Jericho stories is him. He goes out and he's supposed to have the crowd just booing the shit out of him when they come up into Chicago. So he goes out. There's no camera on him, and he just starts going, "Fuck the Bears, fuck Michael Jordan," just going and going and going and going and going. And by the time camera comes on, he's in the middle of the ring, and it's just fucking booze. You can't do that now. And I think he realizes it, and he just, okay, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Appreciate it as a positive or not, because, I can't listen to his podcast anymore, because in his podcast it's nothing but the Ayatollah of rock and roll. That is something from WWE.
Yeah, he's total babyface on his podcast.
Stop.
100%.
I can't listen to his podcast anymore either.
Neither do I.
You know what I can't listen to either anymore? Jim Ross. I'm almost not able to listen to Taz right now. He's been talking about how perfect AEW is every week. And he even had Stone Cold on in an interview. And Stone Cold was like, oh, you've been a little bit more attached to this. Let me know what you think. And then Taz just went on for 10 minutes about how amazing AEW is, how they got everything right, they're doing everything perfect, about how he was backstage and it was the heart of ECW with the big show feel like a WWE show. And you're like, there's no way that AEW feels the same as WWE backstage. It just can't. Even from production standpoint. There's just no way. Why don't you talk about it just doesn't feel like there's authenticity there. He's trying to push him up.
He's the real AEW Jones, isn't he?
He's a real AEW Jones.
Yeah, he is.
And then after that, he was like, but you know what I mean? And he kept saying because Steven, you know this. And then Steve was just like, I don't watch enough about it to know what you're talking about, so I'm just going to let you say it.
I'm contractually obligated to not mention this.
No, he wasn't. He just kept pulling back. He just kept being like, nah, I'm not going to say that. Or nah, and he likes the show. We know he likes AEW. He's been on his podcast talking about AEW, Stone Cold. But Taz is going to another level where it's all there's literal things that he used to complain about, he's now saying is what makes that company so great. You're calm down.
I think he's shown that he's a good dude. As a kid, he was the voice of SmackDown for me, and I watched SmackDown because my parents wouldn't get cable, and I missed that. And then when he went to TNA, it was really fucking weird. And I imagine he would have said the same stuff there. It's
yeah. Okay. And I think that at the end of the day, he really wants to be back in the business and he wants to be commentating again. He thinks that's the way he's going to do it, and so it feels like him politicking for a job, and it's just a bummer because you don't get as much as you used to hear. And especially the way he's just he started shitting on NXT in ways that he never did before. He was talking about how NXT was the best. He goes, they're just pumping out a bunch of robots. Everyone's the same. There's no difference. There's no point in watching. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I was kind of you can relax on this and still be partisan.
Yeah.
But let's see. The last thing I had that was really AEW centric as a bottom was the refs in AEW. They just don't seem to be trained well. In the regards of they don't actually have the safety of wrestlers in mind. There was a number of matches here with some significant missteps where people's heads were slammed into things. and the refs never checked on those guys. And then there was even in the SCU match, Kazarian got rocked twice. And both times he got up and was like super wobbly on his feet. Like you can tell when someone's shaky and you can tell when someone's feet don't line up correct. And he was like fucking rocked. And the ref never checked on him because they were too busy getting their own shit in and trying to make sure that they were distracted for this or that or trying to pass. I saw the ref because it was Aubrey. She jumps over Kazarian who was just rocked on the side of the fucking the ring because he fucked up a Hurricane Rana and knocked his own head off. He fucked up. She jumps over him, tells something to Scorpio Sky, jumps back in the ring. And I was like, check on him. Like, if you watch WWE close enough, you see the refs, after any major bump, doesn't matter if it was a mistake or not, it's a big bump, the ref slides in and grabs their hand.
I got an example, and it's kind of, fast forwarding a little bit, but just as an example, Kairi Sane took a big-ass boot last night.
Yes.
Big-ass Charlotte boot. And as soon as she went down, the ref just slides in. He's like right on her, dude, making sure she's okay.
He's like moving Charlotte's leg to be over her and like talking to her.
And that inherently creates a better story. What they're trying to do is bring the refs into the story, but I feel like when the ref's the ref and they're learning and getting better, they'll have their own stories because they're like creating, like, you don't have to have a ref spot in every match, but they're creating these moments where the ref's part of the story. Mm-hmm. Those moments where you really like it, when you're like, whoa, that's awesome, usually are pretty organic, you know?
But also the refs in WWE are trained to look for things like concussions, and I don't think they are in AEW.
Yeah.
You will see seasoned refs grab someone's hand and like wave off or wave someone over, and it's not part of the show. Or you'll see them move someone, or I've seen them go squeeze someone's hand, run over to the person who's supposed to be doing stuff and push them back and be like, you're going to need to wait, like this person's rocked. You know what I mean? And even seeing them do things to get that person out or to the side. I mean, think about when Liv Morgan took those kicks to the fucking face. The ref was super instrumental in getting Liv Morgan out of that ring. You know what I mean? Because they see it and they act on it.
When Shane got the concussion from the spear, the ref was right over him, and it gave it was an inherently, like, it was scary. It made it a better story, and then while that was happening, it let wrestlers also connect, or performers connect with Shane's family, who's in the front row under hard cam, and be like, he's good.
Yeah,
but that was Orton breaking kayfabe.
Yeah.
Because he's a heel.
Yeah,
So
but he went to go stand in front of
nice.
the kids, yeah. But also, I'm not saying just for storyline purposes, for honest safety purposes.
Yeah.
It used to be, like in NWA and in boxing and stuff, I don't know about NWA nowadays, but back in the day, you couldn't be a ref if you didn't have first aid training.
Yeah.
In boxing, you couldn't be a ref if you weren't a doctor for a long time. Like, you had to be an actual doctor.
C-Stackhouse.
C-Stackhouse. Whoop, whoop. Let's see, this may just be an opinion, but Aubrey was over-exaggerating on her stuff.
Though? Okay.
Yep.
You're not familiar with that? That's most of what I do.
That's what you do? Okay.
Let's see, this may just be an opinion, but Aubrey was over-exaggerating on her stuff, and it put all the attention on her and not on the wrestlers. I completely agree. She's more concerned about herself, putting herself over, playing ref, than she is about reffing a match, trying to enforce rules or actually check on the safety of the wrestlers.
I think of that shot in All Out where it's the title match, and there's that kick out, and she's like, and like you see the camera's on her going, oh my god, and you're like, why the fuck are you reacting?
You should be reacting somewhat, right? There's certain things you should react to, but you shouldn't be jumping over people potentially concussed to go get your shit in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fucking head.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She was way more concerned about portraying herself a certain way and being seen on camera a certain way than she was concerned about if anyone was hurt at any point. And there was a good 4 times where I was like, no one's checking on this person, and they're having a hard time standing up. And I can't tell if it's real or not, so I know that the ref also can't tell if it's real or not. They need to be checking on them one way or the other, because I've seen them stop matches before for some of this stuff. And I mean, fucking Kazarian's a beast. He fought through what looked like, I would not be surprised if he was concussed that night. He got hit really hard twice in the head for different mistakes. One of them was Lucha. He came over he was doing the tightrope run and went to do a flying knee, completely slips and just fucking like tailbones Kazarian right in the head. Right as he's coming down, because he like missed the knee and then fell. And then they're all like, oh, running knee, tightrope, it was so great. And also like, someone check on Kazarian. His head just rocked sideways. And then the ref was like jumping over to go tell Scorpio Sky something. I think Scorpio was leading the match because Aubrey was talking to Scorpio the entire match, and it was distracting because she was obviously talking to him about shit when she should be checking on someone's well-being.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Let's move on to NXT.
producer here, it was hard for me to watch because I thought I was going to see an injury, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah, the other thing I'll say on it is that JR was getting noticeably upset about the lack of ref intervention attempts and enforcing rules. He was getting loud about being like, all right, ref, now you need to be getting people out. No one's going for a pinfall. Why is the ref not counting? We said we had 10 seconds and they're not counting any. He just was reiterating that there's rules that they're not worried about, and it definitely pulls me away from the matches.
Yeah.
So I lied. I have one more honorable mention for a good thing for AEW.
Hit it.
Hager used a low blow.
Which was funny in context. Yeah, his last Bellator match, which we were going to talk about last week, but we forgot to, ended in... This is the thing that gets me. It ended in no contest because he needs someone in the fucking balls. Mm-hmm. That's not a no contest. That's a you fucking lose now because you can't kick motherfuckers in the balls. How is that a no contest?
You can, you just shouldn't.
So totally legal, but we're going to go ahead and stop this.
I mean, it's like an unwritten rule in boxing that you're allowed one shot to the balls. You get one shot. They're not going to throw the match for one shot to the balls.
If it's accident, I've seen them do it where someone's moving and it's oh, I didn't mean it. But this didn't look like an accident. He's just
Well, actually, it seems really hard for him to hit someone in the balls because he's probably so much fucking taller than whoever he's fighting. Realistically, he was going for a knee the chest, probably hit him in the goddamn head. So he was maybe he was trying to knee them in the shin.
I'll tell you right now, Jake Hager knows where everyone's balls are at all times. That I'm not
denying that.
There's no way he doesn't know exactly.
I'm a ball detecting machine.
I'm not disputing that at all. All right, I think I'm finally done with. I think we're finally done with AEW.
Yep. The only time I'm going to bring him up again is down the line when we talk about our fives for the week, as far as the top goes. So let's see. So that brings us over to NXT. But this is the Wednesday night NXT. This is not what we saw later on in the week. So was there anything on that specifically that you thought was worth a little top?
I'm going to be honest. No, I don't have an NXT as my top. I have honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I did like the Io Shirai and Candice LeRae match.
Very good. Poppy was surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm.
Her addition to it, I was really surprised by. I thought it was going to be totally awful and shitty, but I was happy with it.
Saw a tweet from Brian Alvarez. He's like, "So did Io just turn face?"
Because of Poppy?
Because of the entrance, yeah. And the other honorable mention is Balor does the finger guns again.
Yeah.
How's he do it?
Something like that. No, that's Shocker, bro. That's Spider-Man. That's Shocker. That's Scissor.
Oh. I'm not good with
You're
it.
not good at this.
I'm not good with those. I don't know sign language.
Close.
No.
You'd be the worst person in the gang.
Is this what he was doing? Is this what Bo Balor was doing?
You're getting closer to Undisputed.
Oh.
He was doing great.
Let's see.
So
Sierra,
yeah, that's really all I got for that. I got a couple bad things. Mm-hmm.
Do we?
I don't know who this, what this is in
Yeah. Do we know
reference
who
to.
this? Do we know who Sierra Inez is?
My brother got kicked out. And, hey, Sierra's is.
Do we know your brother? Is there something we
Yeah.
should know about? If we know your brother, let us know. Otherwise, that sounds terrible.
You're not Kevlar's sister, right?
No. No, Kevlar. Yeah. Yeah. Damn it, Kevlar!
That's why he hasn't been on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevlar's been missing and wandering the streets.
Whoa, interesting. I didn't know what you guys were pausing for. Now I'm reading it all out.
Yeah, we have chats on this show too. So.
Yeah, we got live chat. If we know your brother, let us know. Otherwise, that sounds awful.
Yeah,
I can't even see it on mine, which is annoying.
So on
Moving on.
NXT, I'll go ahead and start talking about one of my big top fives for the entire week, because there really was only one thing I mentioned as far as NXT goes as well, was promos. Promos this week across the board on every show were up a notch. And I thought Finn Balor, his promo on NXT was fucking solid. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
That was a good one.
Him yelling about there's fans in the back who should be sitting out here, and Gargano needs to watch his ass and stuff. The one thing that got me too, and I was like, that seems a little fucking gnarly, was when he said 2 months ago I was laying down for a guy because he put on a new mask. And
The next big thing in wrestling because he put on a mask. That's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
shitting on Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I was like, first off, you're shitting on Bray Wyatt. Second off, you're like totally going back to the whole like, I was doing a job, doing what I'm supposed to. Like, I mean, those are like little things that a lot of you just try to stay out of those promos. But he fucking leaned into it and said, doing the job for someone putting on a mask and pretending to be the next big thing. And you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Careful, guys. This is now on TV.
Yeah.
This isn't a secret thing anymore.
Yeah, it's like, careful.
Well, that makes me-
careful.
So do you think Balor? I don't think Balor's gonna have any inclusion in the invasion, right?
I don't know now. Because now he's got beef with Bray.
Yeah. Now he's like, you know what, Bray, I'm coming for your ass. I'm coming back.
Stackhouse. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was a good line. I loved the promo. It was amazing.
Awesome promo top to bottom. We happen to be rocking over here a Stackhouse is okay shirt. Stackhouse, you're all right by us. Even if you live in Oklahoma.
This is a small.
Heel move. I went heel. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/wrestling on the rocks and get your very own Stackhouse is okay. This is in the way of your Stackhouse shirt, dude. Fuck that. Look at this. There it is.
Yeah. I'm wearing a small.
That's small underwear. Yeah. With that in mind, on my other list of promos that were top was Cody with Tony in the limo, actually transferring over to also Jericho and Cody doing their thing, also leading into the Moxley promo. All the promos in there was really cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like about their legal thing was they're definitely not an actor lawyer. It was unnecessary and
20-year-old.
shitty. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't need to do that. They went and made this huge fucking show on the internet about we're gonna have a real lawyer with real contracts and none of this stuff is fake
Like
and
a
no
Jimmy
actors.
Hauser lawyer.
Yeah, and then it was like some teenage girl with like a really lacy shirt, and you're like,
I'm gonna have you send the contacts.
She kept.
yeah, and then she kept flipping through the same 2 pages over and over again. I was like, why has your lawyer never seen this before? And what does the lawyer have to be there? This isn't a notary.
Public defender.
Yeah.
Public defender.
Is she a notary or a lawyer? What the fuck is going on here? And then when they go through the contract and it's just big giant logos with their names, just like you see on every other fucking wrestling program.
What does it
You're
say?
like-
AE? Oh, W. Fuck.
Yeah. It's just,
It felt like the audience was like kids.
yeah.
Like I'd believe this if I was a kid.
That was the only thing I didn't like about that was I was like, it was unnecessary for you guys to drag that lady into it and pretend she was real and then put on a big fucking pony show like that.
She got a paycheck, bro.
Yeah.
Buying
She got a paycheck.
Yeah.
a house, getting legal paperwork. This doesn't say buy house in big letters on it.
Yeah, just a
Shit.
big buy house sign here.
I expect 2 letters per page.
Yeah. So I thought that was fucking stupid, but the rest of it I thought was cool. Really nice promo work there. Great promo work with Mox. We can see level of intensity we haven't seen in a while. And then again with Finn, Balor was the same level of intensity we haven't seen in a long time. Other than that,
You got anything for
for
NXT?
NXT?
I thought it was. I was way more enamored with AEW this week. I liked it a lot. I thought it was decent. I liked the Candice LeRae match. I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool. Candice was good. I liked Finn coming out. I like where they're going with this. I didn't really like the promo because I was like, "That's really cool," but I feel like you're maybe if you were on the internet, you might be okay doing that. But you know, the guy who's watching Raw can watch this too, and is probably now going to be like, "What?"
Oh, you're just nervous for his job.
Oh no, man! I started
I
liking.
just didn't like it because I'm nervous now. Like he said something he shouldn't say. And I
Finn,
feel-
are you okay, man?
I thought like top to bottom it was good wrestling.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the matches were great.
I mean, it was just another solid show.
It just
from
felt like that,
NXT.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it
solid
felt
show.
like to me.
It felt like a good show. That was it.
I did like the blow up between the entire women's division to lead into Regal going War Games.
Oh, the memes.
I liked that whole little bit.
the memes.
I didn't see any of the memes. It was good.
Everyone's just like, yeah.
They're memeing it up.
Supercuts of him saying war games.
Oh, really? Just doing stuff and then all of a sudden they hit War Games.
Walkers.
That's cool. I want to see that. And again, I like Regal as that authority figure to
He
do
is-
that stuff. He's
he's-
so good at that.
So are they going to do men's and women's war games?
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's the thing that I wonder too, and we'll talk about it later if you want, and we can talk about it now. I don't give a shit. It's not my show. How are they going to do War Games the night before Survivor Series and have NXT in Survivor Series as well as in War Games?
Good to be NXT talent right now because you're getting a double payday. Double payday.
Double pay, baby!
That or will this be the first shitty NXT's? Oh, cool. These are
Oh my god, dude.
B card like. Oh no.
Don't fuck up a war games, man. Because the past 2 war games have just been.
Or is it going to be the people in means like, oh, cool. I mean, Dominic Dijakovic's okay, but I mean, okay.
That's probably what Adam Cole felt like this week. All the shows he was on. Adam Cole, payday!
Big time, dude.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's making money right now.
More
good.
than he doesn't have to live off his wife's, his spouse's, dental salary. It's nice.
I hope that he makes enough money to leave. Just kidding. Just fucking
I hope he makes enough money to get one of those leg breaking, make you taller surgery, so he looks
Ooh.
make himself in proportion to his fucking forehead.
Maybe he can finally afford steroids, like Billy Graham said. I get it. No, I'm playing. Just fucking around.
He's another one of those and it's not him losing hair. He's just got a big old fucking forehead. It's just like.
I relate to that.
Like, you're not that bad. Like just.
Whoa. Did you hear that? Like,
Your forehead is not
said
that,
you're not that
that
bad.
crazy.
He's
said it's
acknowledging
bad.
that my forehead's bad.
He said it's definitely bad.
but it's not.
But he's
Adam
seen worse.
Cole levels
Yeah.
of bad.
It's
so
frightening. You could broadcast shit on
That's
it.
fine.
All right.
That's fine. I'll accept that.
Let's
Showing him a nose that hurt.
Good.
Good. You fucking deserve it.
That's definitely something that no one feels bad about. So that brings us, I guess, to there. That brings us from Wednesday to Thursday. Thursday was Crown Jewel.
Actually, wait. I do have an honorable mention on the bad.
Okay.
So I didn't like the
The Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki
going
Warriors
over
versus Nox and Kai. No, because they had a match against Nox and Tegan.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the match. That was probably my least favorite match of the week, just because majority of it they were working over Kai's leg and building up for that hot tag with Nox, and the crowd just did not seem like they're into it. It was really dead for that match. So it sucks because I like everyone involved in that match, but it just wasn't doing it for me or for them.
Yeah.
And that's my honorable bottom mention for.
Yeah, the
NXT.
crowd was dead for them.
Yeah.
And no one knows why.
Yeah.
Because it was also a fine match. They all did well. Like, no one was fucking up in it. And I thought that the finish was actually brilliant. Getting the spray, and then she falls on her hands and puts herself face down so the ref can't see. And then taking an elbow to the back.
And she took a face full of that, dude. Her face was so.
It was gross.
Like Becky,
loogies.
Becky kind of like, when she got sprayed, it was kind of like off in the forehead a little bit. Same with Paige, but no, she got it like everywhere.
She got like a fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I'll show you I can do this shit right.
Yeah, she could have spread out her own mist so much got in her fucking mouth. But I thought it was great. She goes down, she takes the elbow to the back, and then as Kairi Sane's rolling her over, she's straddling her face so the ref can never see.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the ref goes over and goes, "What happened? What the fuck? How did you sneeze so bad?" Yeah.
Real quick, speaking of mists, did you see the Will Ospreay spot that he did? I forgot who he was wrestling. He was wrestling somebody. They were getting ready to do the mist, and he like stops them, like sucks the mist out of their mouth, and then mists them.
So he made out with the guy and spit in his face.
Basically, yeah. But he made it look so good because he's Will Ospreay. It was still.
I know he can always get like. Oh no!
It was a lot quicker than that, man. It wasn't a makeout.
Did he do like a?
He
like
missed
a
it from his mouth, though, right?
Huh?
He missed it from his mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, no
What?
follow up. Just move on.
I'm just saying, like,
Isn't that called snowballing?
He's basically
Yes.
snowball. I mean, yeah, the spot was basically a snowball. Yes.
that's not bad.
No, I mean that's what it's
Yeah.
called for other reasons, but
Don't kink shame.
Yeah.
yeah, we're not kink shaming here.
We would never do that here.
All right, now we're going.
All right, so
now we're going to Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel.
And that was an event. Cool. Let's keep going. Keep rolling.
No, we have to talk about it because it was pretty significant, unfortunately.
There's two major things that were in my top 5 actually from that show, unfortunately.
Yeah, me too.
And a tie into the promo one. Hogan's promo at Crown Jewel was really fucking fun. So it was just another good promo that we saw that week, right? Hogan doesn't always make me laugh like that. Although, did you already say it?
No. I didn't watch it.
He said, so he goes over and says, "Let me tell you something, brother," to Byron Saxton. And he goes, "Wait, I can't do that. I can't call you brother." He said, "That's not going to do." And he says, "I'm going to call you BB." He goes, "Your name is BB for beautiful Byron." He's winning back the black crowd, little by little.
I can't call you brother.
Well, he didn't say it like I can't. He just said that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
That's a fun way. That's a fun way to call back to really horribly offensive thing.
Yeah.
Upset several people within the company, and also came on a week of not great moments.
I would like to see a whole bunch of people just like watching at me and like, "Oh yeah, he said all that horrible shit. Totally forgot till he brought it up again."
And then they show that shirt that they pulled from the shop right below for sale.
Hell yeah.
Corner. Fuck.
That does also tie into our new nickname for Clump, Crazy Cute Clump. We're gonna call him Triple K.
Whoa.
What? What? No, Crazy Cute Clump. Get it?
yeah, but I hate it when they spell crazy
Triple
with
K.
a K.
What do you mean?
I just,
You always have to.
I hate
Clump-
Because it's crazy.
No, he's not KKK.
What?
No, he's
Well, I wouldn't say I'm not, but
Oh my god.
Clump's like, don't jump the gun, but still.
that's the ones that forget I have a job. Shit.
The viewers we had are just.
I don't like cute with K either, actually.
Yeah.
that
Cute with a
gimmick.
K?
That gimmick will never fly in any
KKC
promotion.
misspelled my last name.
Yeah.
Fuck.
3 C's.
So yeah, one of my big positive from that. you
Gotta
know,
be Natty Lacey.
yes,
Natty Lacey.
Natty Lacey. It's also a bottom for me
Why?
because it's really just this like pandering to the media and to the tourism.
Or a political thing like they did in India? Did you hate them for doing it in India?
I don't like when you bring politics into salon all the time.
I'm happy for Nat and for Lacey. This isn't really about, my beef isn't with them per se, it's just with how they're framing it and how they're trying to frame Saudi Arabia and just, because
How they framed India? Like, I want to know the difference between India and
When will
Saudi.
the next match be, when they're going to have two women in that arena? Like, when do you think it's going to be the next time, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
WWE.
They
when
might do it next
WWE
time
shows
February.
up, they're never going to do it on their own time or without any press or media there because,
Oh, without WWE?
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not
Do
going
they
to
have
have
wrestling there outside of us?
I mean, they play this here, but there's a lot of little things that I had as bottoms that more.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know of any Saudi promotions. I just don't.
just in general. Like, do they do women's sports?
Do they do any?
Do they do
wrestling?
any women's things over there in that arena?
They have for like the Olympics and stuff like that, yeah. But it goes back to another part of this is that and I know it's a cultural thing, so it's kind of like riding the line to being cultural insensitive, but like it also is always with the kind of crazy amount of covering that is, you kind of feel bad for athletes. Like, okay, we're gonna do a soccer match, and you're wearing 2 extra layers of stuff on, covering you while it's 100 degrees on this pitch, and they're not. So it's a lot of stuff like that.
I think for me is they're blowing it up as a big step for women, right? In Saudi Arabia, and I don't think it's ever going to happen again. It's like it's not something that's going to happen until WWE comes back to town.
It's a big.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that every big movement starts with little steps.
Sure.
And I think that they're celebrating a little step
Sure,
because
okay.
it's a big win.
Yeah.
Because WWE's been fighting since the contract started to put women on the show, and they've been told no every time. It hasn't been them just being like, oh, and then we'll just sneak this in one day. They've been actively arguing with them. So far as we can tell from insiders and not, they've been pushing for women's matches. They've been sending women there, hoping that they could get a match on that show.
Yeah, because
and
last time
couldn't do
they
it.
sent Bliss and Nat, right?
Bliss and Natty. But they couldn't do it. And they finally got Renee to do commentary once,
Yep,
and that
that's
was
true.
a big deal.
All right.
But they've been fighting to make that progress happen because when you have eyes on it, you have expectations afterwards, right? So if they do it or don't, it's up to them to continue to look good or they will look bad, not the WWE.
I like what
I like your
Stackman said.
defense. I mean, that's kind of why I put it in my positive and negatives because like I do like it, but I also have like this other perspective of it.
And
you
it's
know
up
what
to
I mean?
them. And I totally agree with as far as the Saudi government and all that shit goes. It's like are they for real or are they full of shit? Only time's gonna tell. But all we can do is the best that we can.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the struggle I always have with it, and that we've actually had like conversation where it got pretty like heated.
Yeah,
My
he
struggle.
punched me once.
Well, no, like it was like you were getting really like kind of hot because I was saying like I don't like this versus other parts of it, and I struggle with this because the events feel like pandering to a government that there's a lot of things that aren't fantastic there. Now, there's a lot of things not fantastic with a lot of countries, but you know it's there, and I do feel like this was more of this is a moment for media portrayals of women in Saudi Arabia, not for women in Saudi Arabia. And
Only time will tell.
yes, I do also think that, to your point, yeah, I feel like if there were no cameras there, this wouldn't have happened. I feel like one thing I'll say into their defense, because there's a lot of dirt sheet, there's a lot of reading about the event, and evidently things of money and stars.
Oh, we're going to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to get there.
I think the reason that there's such an extensive tape delay in Saudi Arabia, because on their
What? Extent of what?
tape delay.
Tape delay. Oh,
in,
yeah.
if,
Like-
in,
It's like 45 minutes or some shit,
yes. I think it was for that. I think it was that match.
right?
I
They
think
could block the match.
No, I think it was more there in the event that because of modesty laws, because what if something got someone had their covering exposed or removed, that
So they could block it?
Yes, or if
Okay.
there's an event there because it was such a potentially controversial thing within the country, they had the ability to say, "Cool, shit's happening. We're cutting this feed." So that it isn't live. I could see that. I don't
I
think
can see that too, and I don't know that
and I'll say that is more of a
enrages me.
no, and I think that's because a lot of the things people have said about why was it delayed were things pertaining to money, pertaining to contracts with the Saudi government.
Oh.
I think that
It's
is
more likely to be a women's match. Oh yeah.
and that makes more sense. And I'll give that as more of a positive to the WWE because you know that's my view of it. Though,
Yeah. I think big change comes from small steps. I think it's just a crazy small step and a long way to go, but you can't get there without standing up and walking out the door. I think what made the match also so great was that they put on an authentic wrestling match. This wasn't a showy, gimmicky thing. It was a lot of technical wrestling, a lot of two women trying to outmatch each other. I felt like they were backstage, and Vince was out there saying, "Why don't you show them how women wrestle?"
I think that
You know what I
also
mean?
I think that also fell into like what can you do in this kind of match? You can't really do a gimmicky match. You can't really do a lot. So as making it a fantastic technical match was also to its benefit. You know, I mean, because it's not going to be a bra and panties match.
And
it's
again, this is Lacey Evans improving too.
Yes.
She's getting better.
she held her own.
She held it down, and that's what I was saying, that no one's worked with Lacey as much as Natty, and no one's going to protect anyone as much as Natty will. Like C. Stackhouse said, honestly enjoyed Natty versus Lacey. Nothing overcomplicated, just a good first women's match to have in Saudi Arabia. And I thought it was a good quality
completely agree.
wrestling match, regardless of who was in the ring, which made it even better. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because it's like, if you're going to have a women's match, let's not do the whole fucking show thing. She wasn't pulling shit out of her underwear. She wasn't, although they cut her entrance in between the ropes, I don't believe that she did the whole straddle with the ropes kind of a deal like she does. I think they played it safe in that round. But they also just showed, here's two women competitors who can wrestle like the men. And I think that was awesome, without any stripping out all the stupid gimmick shit that happens a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because they probably get half of that shit anyways out there. So it's nice for them to say, we're worth respecting.
Yes.
And that's what I felt like that's what the match was. Just their declaration. It's worth respecting these women.
Yeah.
I agree.
But again, yeah, who knows what the Saudi government's going to do, and if it's going to go anywhere or not. And if it doesn't, then that looks really bad for Saudi. You know, you can only
They
take
could-
scale so much.
They can get past it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're doing great.
yeah, they're doing a great job.
I'm sure that's the least of the worries. All right,
They
so
can
what
make
else
the problem
about-
disappear.
What else about Ground Jewel? Oh, let's stop. What else about Crown Jewel, huh?
I had, well, I guess this one was like a half and half now I think about it. Fiend winning the championship, I thought was pretty fucking rad.
Yes. Okay, that's a half and half for me too.
Yeah.
Him walking out with a severed head was nerve-wracking.
Oh my god, that was ballsy. I did not expect them. I literally thought
That's
that was
not
like,
a-
there's no
that's
way
not
they're
that
going to do it. There's no way they're going to do it.
That's
No.
not the controversial.
That's not a controversy. There's the problem. I thought that they were gonna have him with, I thought he was going to come out with his regular old lamp, because I know they
Yeah.
have it, because
Yeah.
he's had it at house shows.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to show the regular fucking lamp.
No, he came out with the severed head.
He had a
lamp.
fucking severed head,
God.
but there was no light in there, and that made me even more confused.
Even weirder, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why isn't the light on?
Does Do you think people can't see it? Like,
no, I mean it went over. Like it's not. He didn't get in trouble for it. I was genuinely worried.
They're all
for the
chanting,
safety
"One of us, one of us."
Genuinely worried.
Eric, shut up! Don't say anything.
It was no surprise they were cheering for Fiend.
God, dude.
Seth.
Man. So what do you guys think of the match?
That was a good match.
I couldn't fucking watch it.
The red light.
Yes,
Yeah, he
that
can't
was
see
my
red.
down. Is when I'm not Carpenter, goddammit, or Mike Jenny. No. As I watched it, it's like Virtual Boy. I get a fucking headache. I was like, okay, I
Same
can't watch
here.
this. It's cool. He won. They did some cool spots, I guess, and I'm really happy he won. But fuck, I couldn't see it.
I think they could. I think they could toe down the red light and still keep a good ambiance, but not having be overpowering.
I wonder if they threw a spotlight on them while they're wrestling in the red.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense because it's so bright on the camera.
Yeah, I wonder if you could throw a white light onto them as a spotlight, so it's like them highlighted in the red sea of evil
Yeah.
or whatever. That it could maybe work.
Yeah.
I did really like every time they did a replay, so they cut picture in picture, and then the big green crown jewel thing showed up, and it just felt like Christmas time.
You're like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
It's Christmas and we are.
Yeah. I thought the match was good, and part of this match was reminding me of is how good of a worker Seth is. It's just that we've been so tired of his fucking storyline.
Yep.
It's not his capability or his work ethic or what he's willing to put out or his ability to put on an amazing story in the ring. It's the stories they've been lacing on him and the delivery of those promos, which have been so fucking flat. And so this was a cool match to watch and also remember why I like Seth so much. In a weird way, still happy he lost because I felt like it makes his character more interesting again.
I mean, the Seth is really the ace of WWE, in my opinion. Currently, just because of his match, he always has good matches. He's probably the most consistent, best performer on the roster, and he's just someone that they could strap the belt on at any time and feel comfortable with it.
And it's an easy acceptance. He has the title, and you're like, yeah, he's a champion again. Okay.
I think my struggle is always he's good with the belt. He's so much better chasing.
Yes.
And that's
I know.
yeah, that's the thing is him. It's such a disparity because it's not that he's bad. He's better with a belt than a lot of people there, but him chasing is fucking amazing. So you're like, okay, I want you to chase or be a heel champion because I'm okay with him as an asshole champion. I just really hate it's the Miz thing. I hate these cookie cutter, canned, basic ass promos. Come out, city nickname. I'm gonna burn it down. I'm Seth Rollins. Go. I'm so fucking done with that. I wanted to be a dick.
Well, they are teasing. I didn't actually go into it and read the article, but the headline was basically like they're teasing a double turn, and I'm assuming one of them's going to be Seth.
I think the one I read on that was that Crown Jewel was meant to be a double turn between Fiend and Seth,
Seth,
but
okay.
it didn't
That
really
would
kind of
imply that there was a lot of cheering ahead of it.
Yeah, no one's been into it.
But I think going at what happened with Raw, I could see him being a heel pretty soon. I can 100% see
And it makes him more interesting. And the thing is I want to be interested in him because I do think he has a high level work. Matter of fact, when he puts on matches I don't think are great, I never blame him. I blame the other guy. I'm always like, why did that dude not want to put on a good match with Seth? You know what I mean? Like,
The only time I blame
Kicking Brock in the dick.
yeah, you kick Brock in the dick and do something. I was like, why didn't Brock want to do anything? That's what I felt like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Brock's done good matches.
And Brock has great matches when he wants to. Or, I mean, we assume it's when he wants to. We don't know how that shit really... We're not insiders here, guys.
No, we're not.
We don't really know what's going on back there.
We just
but
watch the TVs.
So
that's the narrative.
Is he
and that's
back
what
there
feels
like setting up the match and then he gets to go, oh shit, they're fueling the plane now?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, we gotta
Yeah.
speed this the
Hey,
fuck
knock
up.
me in my balls. What? Punch me in the balls, dude. Told you.
I told you. That's the spot.
I do want to say this, as long as we're on the topic of Seth Rollins, right now Seth Rollins is getting a lot of fire online. A lot of people shitting all over him, talking about how he hates all the fans and how he's mean to everybody. And they showed this clip where dude went over to him with a Seth Rollins picture that was signed by Bray to say Yowie Wowie, and had Seth go to sign it, and Seth was like, oh, come on, man. You know, and he's like, look at, he hates fans. You know what I mean? And so the guy even responded to the guy who posted the video saying, in all fairness to Seth, he was really nice to everyone else. I just think he was really annoyed at me.
Yeah.
And then Seth responded to that because that guy's got a YouTube channel and apparently goes to this stuff all the time. And he was like, he called him out by name and he goes, "Hey, Grim, you knew what you were getting into or what you're setting me up for when you handed me that picture. Let's not pretend like I don't like you." And then he's like, "But to the other guy, fuck you, dude." I mean, he didn't say fuck you, dude, but he was just all like, "I hope you get all the clicks that you want for taking 8 minutes out of your day to try to drag someone through the mud." He goes, "I hope you feel great about yourself tonight." But like, I just want to say this. I've had an interaction with Seth. And I went to ToyCon this year in Las Vegas. And the day before, he was in, I can't remember if it was Minnesota or Minneapolis. It was something like that. And it was the one that people started talking about where there was like a Twitter frenzy about it. Because he gets there and it was one of those free cricket signings. So the line is out the city. It goes across state lines. You know, it's just one of those days where it's like, we're doing free signings, come on down. So he's there and he's doing his hours because he's got to get on a fucking flight. What? Hold on, I'm getting blown up right now about this same topic. Let me see. Let me just respond real quick. Let me see. Sure thing. But I'm on the air live talking about it now.
Check us out.
So check us out. Tune in. Sorry, someone just tweeted me and said, "Hey, I want to get your opinion on this whole Seth Rollins thing," because this person was actually there too, and this person writes for one of the websites. So I'll be in defense of Seth because here's the deal: is so he was there. He waits in line, or he gets the line going. He's supposed to leave after like 2 or 3 hours or some shit. That's usually how they have it. He gets there and there's like a kid who's like the first to be the last. And so he's just like, "No fucking way, let the kid in." And so the kid's like crying. Like, "Oh my God, thank you so much, Seth." And after a while, he was just like, "Fuck it, we're staying here." And he just stayed for, honestly, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 extra hours. But it was a significant amount of time. It more than doubled the amount of time he was meant to be there to make sure that every single person who showed up got the chance to shake his hand, take a picture, get their signature. That's pretty fucking cool to start. And that's just how to start it, right? He gets on a plane, flies to Las Vegas. He doesn't get time to check into his hotel before he has to go make his appearance at Vegas where I'm standing in line dressed like a fucking schmo. I should have sent you the picture so you can put it up. Actually, I have it. I'll airdrop it real quick. So here I am dressed like a ref because that's my gimmick when I go to meet and greets is I'll dress like a ref and then I will, here we go. I'll dress like a ref. I bring one of my fucking million titles and I ask them to hold it up so I can say, "You won. I'm awarding you the title." So he's there and you can see the bags under his eyes. His eyes are fucking droopy, dog. And he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh dude, I just want to let you know I was at Vegas, or I was in Royal Rumble second row." That was like a month, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks before. It was pretty close. So I was like, I was there and it was awesome. He goes, "Oh man, that was a really long night."
Dude, you can say that again.
Yeah, he said that. He goes, "That was a long show." He goes, "Thanks for sticking through it." And I said, like, "Totally worth it. Thanks for putting on the show." And I told him, I was like, "Oh, here's what I want to do. I just want to have you hold up the title, and then I'm going to do the thing." And he was like, "Oh, all right." And he's like, "Hold on real quick," because he's chewing gum. I don't know if you've ever seen him at meet and greets, always chewing gum. So he like moves, he goes, "Hold on, let me get my gum out of the way." He moves the gum around, and then he holds up the title, and then just does like a classic Seth winning the Money in the Bank, cashing in Money in the Bank type thing, and he goes like, "Ah!" Nice. You know what I mean? And so I'm doing it, and I'm like, "Ooh!" And so like, we'll see if she can find it. I sent it to her already. She's had it for a while.
I'm trying to find it.
I mean, that was that face. It was that face I just saw.
I wish I could like find it.
Check maybe downloads, or do you think?
Yeah, I was just there.
All right.
Do you want me to resend it?
I mean, I accepted it.
It's in there somewhere. You're just giving up? You're just giving
Stately
up?
Minerawa.
Just giving up on it? So anyway, so he does this picture. He looks all excited. I'm doing the thing. And he said, "Thanks so much for coming out. Thanks for coming to the show." And then I leave with this cool picture. What also makes it cool is on that same trip, Randy Orton said no to that gimmick. I was like, "Hey, I want to hold up the title, hold up your hand and everything." He's like, "We don't need to do that." I was all like, "Okay."
He's so badass. It just...
Yeah, and he said it like this too, and that's what the other thing is. He wasn't a dick about it. He just looks at me. He's like, "All right," and he goes, "I get it with your shirt and everything." He's like, "We don't need to do that, man." He goes, "If you want me just to hold it, I'll hold it." And he goes, "If you want to hold it, you can do that, but we don't need the whole thing. And I was all like, all right, man, don't even worry about it. And I dropped the title and we just take a picture together, you know? And then when I'm leaving, when I'm walking away from him, so Orton did this, he was just all like, hey, man, stop. And then I turn around and he goes, I just really want you to know I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you spending your time and your money to come see me. That means a lot. You know, and I was like, thanks so much. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a dick to also say no. You know what I mean? And so Seth was, you know, all excited to the thing. Fast forward to me getting in line for the signature, and I have, so I have at the time I'd gotten the mini title. Actually, it's right over there. I meant to bring it over and I didn't.
Oh well.
But so it's a mini Royal Rumble title, and I had met Becky earlier that day, and this was before they were announced as a couple, and Becky signed the belt, the actual straps on the belt with her initials, and on the other side with the man. And so I bring it up to Seth, and I was like, oh hey, I was gonna have you both sign the title, but she already signed it. And I was like, she signed both sides, so I was thinking maybe you could sign up on the top here to make it so I could display it. And he was like, he looked at it and he goes, oh man, what an asshole she is. And he started laughing. And so he looks at it, he signs the thing, and he's done signing. At this point also, a friend of mine comes up in line with me as we're talking and steps aside. He reaches out to shake her hand, just to say hi, thanks for coming out. And she didn't even have the meet and greet. She just happened to be in line with me and steps aside and still gets her handshake. So he signs his initials on the thing like he does, and then afterwards he's staring at the piece still where it says the man, and then he looks at it, he looks at me, he's like, you know she stole that from me, right? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I was the man, I'm still the man. She didn't even wait for me to leave. I've been saying that for years. I'm still here, and she took it like that. And then he stares at it for a second, and then writes the man with an exclamation point on the other side of the signature, which was really cool because he was effectively done, and he took the time to talk about it, play it up a little bit, and then do the signature. Can't find it?
It's saved in a different format, HEIC. I need it as a JPEG.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right.
You saved as a Hell Entered the Cell?
Yeah, that's the
the new standard
HQ.
format.
Well, it's the HQ format for Apple phones. So what I do is this, and now it's a JPEG. So coming right at you.
So I do have an honorary note for, or not really an honorary note, but just kind of a miscellaneous thought. Saw that they were speculating that The Fiend is going to present a new redesign of the Universal belt.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Now
I'm
that he's
into
in
that.
SmackDown, because they can't just have a red belt in SmackDown. I guess they could with his gimmick, because he is red.
Yeah. Now he came out with it after the show on Raw. He did a dark match. Here's the other thing about Seth. He's in the main event with Adam Cole, goes back, and then comes back out for a cage match against The Fiend in a dark match. He did 2 main event matches last night. That's crazy. But he had one, and so when he came out, he had the regular Universal title, but the side plates had little Fiend faces. So pretty cool. But yeah, that's my Seth Rollins story. I just want to throw that out there. I don't think he's a total asshole, even though we give him a lot of shit on air here, to be honest. But
Just some of the things he say on Twitter I don't like.
he can be a bit much on Twitter at
Yeah,
times.
just
for
a
sure.
bit much on Twitter, but I'm sure he's cool. I'm not hating.
What sucks is I always feel like he's like one of us, and for some reason he's not talking to us. He's like such a huge fan of wrestling, and somehow he's not gotten the huge fans of wrestling to buy in.
Yeah.
That seems like to me like such a miss. It's like that should be easier for you.
Maybe if he wasn't so much fucking CrossFit Jesus, I'd care.
Yeah. I just don't think his character's
CrossFit Jesus.
It's not talking
CrossFit
to
Jesus.
us.
And there's the picture.
There it is. Boom.
Just in time.
Just in time. I don't think he's a total asshole. I don't think he hates all fans, but
Yeah.
want to throw that out there. If The Fiend comes out with a new title, I'll be pretty fucking stoked. I hope it's all melty and shit.
I just hope it's cool looking.
I'm still not a fan of the look of the Universal title.
I'm not a fan of either one.
I'm not a fan of most of the belts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one or the other one.
Yeah.
I don't mind this one. I wish it wasn't just a huge logo. I wish the logo was integrated into it.
They're like, branding, motherfucker.
I miss the belts where they have like the engraving and shit. That's why I like the IWGP, but I like that. That's why I don't like the logo in the center of this, but I love like the styling of it. I appreciate that. I think it looks way cooler because it's like, I like to think of like a guy doing that and carving that in. It is a brand logo. It's
And speaking of the belt, I do like Brock Lesnar being the champion because now it's kind of elevating the WWE Championship over the Universal Championship where it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Because I feel like he's been burying the World one by being Universal and the way they talked about the Universal title. I felt like they were super undermining the World for a long time. So I agree with that too. What I like about the design of this too is that so you had like The Rock with the Stone Cold belt, the Smoking Skull, or not. I mean, you had Stone Cold with the Smoking Skull belt. You had The Rock design his own Brahma Bull belt that took so long to make they couldn't even get it on air before he lost the title. And you have people who, you have Cena wanting to do the spinning logo, you had Edge doing the rated R. Everyone wants to put their little spin on the championship title, but there's a certain level where I feel like as much as that's cool to market, here's all these titles you can make toys of, but I feel like there's also a certain point where you might be undermining the championship. And I feel like when you think about like the NWA title, it always looked the same. When you think about the World WCW title, it always looked the same. It was just someone's name was on it because that was iconic. The title was iconic, not being a champion necessarily. So it feels to me like when you have a title like that where you can customize the plates, you still have you keep safe the idea of the championship as being something to chase, right? This is my title I want, and when I get it, I'll put my little name on it. You know what I mean?
My little name.
Yeah.
My little pony.
But yeah, with that in mind, I'd love to see Fiend change the whole fucking title.
Yeah, me too. Just chop and screwed it.
It'd be cool if it was like way like a little kid done, like where it had like a bunch of bright ass colors.
Like
like in crayon.
Firefly Funhouse kind of crap.
Each one of these is like a different colored solid stone.
What
like
if he came out with that when he's doing like Miz TV type shit, but when the Fiend comes out, it's a whole other title. Like he's got 2 belts.
That'd be pretty cool.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's all ripped apart. I also think he could, and I know this is like, we just talked about like maintaining the integrity of the belt. I think it'd be cool if, I still like the idea of him just like, I don't need this and dropping it, or like bashing it, breaking it. He has it, but it's just like this destroyed thing like Tetsuya Naito, where it's like, there's a man on a mission doing this. The belt is just part of the fucking mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to get the belt to do my destroying.
Honestly, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I did have like a negative to it.
On Crown Jewel?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
The
severed head wasn't or not?
I thought the ideas we threw out here for Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman were better than that. Double knockout.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, just the general, like, Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury in it.
His entrance was dope as fuck, though.
Kane?
No.
Tyson
Series, yeah.
It was, but also, it frustrated me because it was like, okay, cool, so this means more.
He got more pyro than, like, everybody.
Yes. These 2 people mean more than anyone else you have. And I don't really care.
So, like, one of my friends who's not a wrestling fan, he's like, well, he's a legitimate world champion. I'm like, yeah, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, but some of these guys could probably still whoop his ass, like, like IRL shit.
Yeah.
And he could probably whoop some more people's asses than we could even
imagine.
Yeah. I mean, like, he could probably knock out like a Braun, but he probably like couldn't knock out someone like a Mysterio. Like, you'd be surprised the guys who can fucking fight and the guys who can't. You know what I mean? I bet you it'd be back and forth on that.
Well, it's like the story of Jericho with Goldberg in backstage in a fight, and he's winning because
Jericho. I mean, that's probably where he got his like alpha complex after that. He's like, I'm badass.
Well, he kind of maintained it after that because I know also like the Braun or the Brock Randy match where Brock fucking busted Randy open.
He came up to
Jericho
Brock,
was right behind,
ready to throw hands with Brock after that.
Oh shit! No, but like I feel like. Yes, Saudi Arabia is a big-ass house show and it's in a vacuum. That's the purpose of it, is that it's something that you can put a bunch of goofy shit we don't care about and do that. And maybe it'll make WrestleMania or other pay-per-views more exciting because you don't have to worry about the dumb Mayweather versus Big Show match anymore. But I don't really give a shit about having it. Yes, it does bring some people in because they're like, oh yeah, Tyson Fury's here. Oh yeah, Cain Velasquez is here. But
Cain Velasquez is here for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got some stuff coming.
He's got some working out to do.
I do think that those matches weren't for us. Just the same as AEW's Rick and Morty shit wasn't for me.
Yeah.
The same that Kenny Omega's entrance wasn't for anyone but you.
Yep. No, that was it was to present to the Saudi prince and to the people there, and because like
and get a few casual viewers to watch what looks like a big show.
Yeah. Because like real wrestling fans in the States are like not too thrilled about Fury being involved.
They didn't care.
Velasquez we can accept because he's like did lucha stuff. He was getting into it and like doing it well.
Yeah.
I hoped he didn't sign, but he took that money. But yeah,
I don't have a problem with him signing too. I think I'm really interested to see what he does over the next 3 years.
I just kind of hate that this kind of legitimized Crown Jewel or any Saudi show. Like, oh great, they put the belt on Fiend on this show. Now maybe I have to pay attention the next time to go to Saudi Arabia.
They put the belt
just in case.
on Brock on one of them too.
Did they?
Yeah.
But it's Brock. Like you should
That's what I mean.
expect that, man. You
Listen,
should
the-
expect that.
The only title that gets moved on that show is the Universal, and so I think it's like to show
yeah.
legitimacy without having to do too much. It's unexpected, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But it was the only thing they did on it, and I still didn't feel like it was so legitimate. I also thought it was interesting they showed the whole entire Brock match on SmackDown the next night. Showed the entire match.
They're like, you don't have to go back and watch.
Well,
this.
half their goddamn staff was there. So we got to put some shit on this.
Yeah.
We got this 16-second thing.
That and the Brock match is only like 2.5, almost 3 minutes. It wasn't long at all.
With
It wasn't.
entrances.
Which I was a little bummed about. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight, but it was interesting. It did look brutal throughout. They kept it looking like a lot was happening, even though it ended kind of quick.
Yeah.
Which was kind of UFC style, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kane could be cool. I hope he's not like made into a Ken Shamrock or something where it's these really weird quick
Yeah.
matches. Make him, let him learn and do things. It could be cool. He could tell some stories.
Yeah,
But
I'd like to see him
Ken
beat the shit out of
Shamrock
him.
is like 60 years old and he still looks more jacked than Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, it's insane.
Cain Velasquez comes out and he legitimately like you're like, one, holy shit, what happened to Dominic? Two, oh cool, you got your big brother's gonna kick my ass now.
Yeah. Basically is what that whole story is. But Rey Mysterio,
Complete with the perfect tattoo.
dude,
for
he's
that.
such a good promo.
Yeah.
Mysterio.
Let's see, that brings us over to the rumor mills, because we were talking about that.
Sure.
The Saudi shit. All the rumors going about with Saudi. That was in my bottom 5. The amount of rumors going on around about it. Everyone fucking speculating. No one's trying to get any actual words. Everyone taking it out of just some random person's mouth. People airing their grievances on social media. I'm never a big fan of.
A part of me really, really, really believes that it's a work. We've been work, brother.
Because I have a feeling, yeah, I could see I could see them taking advantage of travel frustrations if that were the thing. But this seemed really well put together.
Yeah.
And like it seemed like this is like the
Okay, well, did they actually?
Also, and then the response was an extension of the contract.
Yes.
That wouldn't make any sense if any of it was real.
Yeah.
Any single thing that people had reported, if any of it was real, apart from actual mechanical error, it wouldn't make sense that their immediate response would be like, let's do this for another 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. Why would you extend a contract if someone's not paying it out? Why would you extend a contract if someone's telling you to pull the fucking plug or I'm going to hold your guys hostage? Why would you say, more 5 years of this?
Also, why would you let your talent, like you had people there, why would you let your talent, like the couple that were sent out things like, I'm really upset. Why would you let them tweet that shit out when they're in a country that there's some perceived possible hostility to them?
There was a lot of tweets and deleted tweets going on last week. Lots.
Yeah. Also, I think that it's also weird that people think that that level of mechanical issue can't happen or never comes up, or why is it so bad this time? When I think about the producer and their time in the Navy, I remember one specific trip where she's waiting to get on a plane, and as we're waiting to get on there, they're like, oh, there's a mechanical issue, it's going to be a while. She's grounded for an additional 8 hours. Ended up sleeping in the airport, couldn't even lift off to the next day. I ended up having to leave. They had to sleep in the airport. They couldn't put her up or nothing, and it just happened. I think that's why these made this one so bad, was because you knew you were also fucking a day and a half flight away from home. Of course you were going to be extra pissed.
And you have a show the next day.
Yeah, so the frustrations are high.
And again, that's just a weird booking idea. Like whoever came up with that schedule, like, yeah, let's do Crown Jewel and then a show the next day. We got this, guys.
Which
got
also
this.
That was a little weird.
lends to the whole like this is planned because it also fits
That's
so
true, too.
perfectly
Exactly.
together. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's what I was getting to. Like exactly.
You think Vince grounded the plane?
Dude,
Fucking just goes,
I hate,
don't let
like-
him go.
He's on the tarmac throwing wrenches into freaking engines.
he's like, I'm not gonna tell anybody this, but this is my plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ground this and then NXT take over.
Vince is like, I know that I've been known for working the boys, but wait till you see this shit. And also, they were talking about Vince being a huge ribber. That he gets such a fucking kick out of ribbing people to a degree that they can't rib him back. What an amazing rib would this be? Watch this, guys. I'll ground that fucking plane. Boom! Throws a bunch of cash in front of someone.
See us, shitheads.
Yeah.
In his private plane.
I'm gonna go shit in the goddamn turbine. Where's Vince? Oh fuck!
Everyone's in Saudi Arabia like pissed off, and Vince is like, "I got a good story coming out. I got some ratings tomorrow."
And think about this: all of the assholes tweeting out not top 20.
Yeah.
How much of a reason is that for them to turn against their brand?
Yeah.
Just and then
Anyone who was not top 20, boom, they're now NXT or whatever. They're now part of the invasion angle. You know what I mean? Like, it's an easy way to go against the company again.
There's been a lot of YouTube videos about the plane ride from hell. I can show you a real plane ride from hell.
You know what was funny too is that the producer was an aviation mechanic, so when that happened, she kept walking around trying to listen to the radio traffic. She was kind of like earballing it. And I was like, what the fuck? And crossed over and she goes, they mentioned this one part. And I was like, okay, what's that? She goes, that's what controls this whole... And explains how that one part that they perceived as broken or being a problem, what it does along the entire line of the thing. It's like, yeah, without that thing, you're basically nosediving the whole time. And so she's like, so it's probably a good thing that they just stopped.
It's the magical piece that makes us able to fight fucking gravity.
Effectively, the bolt that kind of like balanced the plane, because there's one wing that balances the whole thing. The rest of it all does the steering. One balances.
This is why I take trains.
So I was like, man, I hope they got like a couple decks of cards, because...
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is also, if I have a feeling, Riyadh is a major city internationally. If it were that bad, they could get them on other flights out of that country to somewhere.
Yeah, I thought other flights had to exist, other planes.
No, I mean, Vince phoned that in, dude. He phoned that favor in for the Prince. He's like, I want you to ground these motherfuckers.
I always knew people wanted to be deployed to the Middle East, certain parts, because the food was like amazing, and there were luxuries that you didn't get everywhere else.
There's machines where you can buy bars of gold.
This is a true story.
Yeah, no, in Dubai, there's vending machines where you get bars of fucking gold. Yeah, it's amazing. It's the coolest thing ever, especially when you don't drink.
Yeah,
they're all sitting there out at fucking dinner being like, this is so fucking, I'm so mad. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They're fucking eating it up. Look at what Meltzer said. Oh, fuck that. Not top 20. Look at him so mad.
And it was funny, like 2 days before this, my wife is in on a business trip in like New Orleans, and they had weather that like grounded her in New Orleans and then grounded her in Dallas, and they put her up in a hotel. I don't think they put anyone there in a Super 8, because I got
If I was in that position, I wouldn't even be pissed if I was at a Super 8. Like, shit, at least I'm not stuck at the airport.
Yeah.
She had to sleep in the fucking hotel, or no, fucking
No,
airport.
I did sleep in the airport, actually.
In the airport. Yeah, they said we can't get you a hotel. She said, what am I supposed to do? Like, well, they also told her she couldn't be by the gates anymore. Like, well, we're effectively we're closed as an airport. No more flights till the morning, so we can't have you back here either. So they pushed her out on the other side of security towards like the front gate and said, here's a couple of benches. There's armrests in between, but you know, you can probably stretch your legs.
That sucks.
I thought airports didn't fucking close.
Certain
parts of the airport do close.
Terminals will close depending on the size of the airport or the city. There's certain flights that just don't go out for a certain time.
So I had to like go through security again when I woke up.
Like LAX, yeah.
What shithole airport?
LAX never closes. LaGuardia will never close, but it's because they have 24-hour flights going. But places like North Carolina, like Charlotte, their flights they stop at like 9.
Don't make LaGuardia sound like a nice airport, because LaGuardia is a busy, shitty airport.
It's like
24 hours.
We're talking about like the big cities, like LAX, LaGuardia. That's what he's basically saying.
Yeah,
Miami would probably be a big one too.
A lot of these other cities, I think it was probably a Florida one or something, or maybe
but also, I didn't get that Saudi money, so
yeah, she wasn't getting that
if
Saudi
I was,
money.
man,
Yeah,
I'd be fine with it.
They flew him to Orlando, I believe.
Yeah. So.
On the flight, just one asshole. We're going to Disney. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you.
Actually, wait, where was the show at? The show was in
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, yeah. Okay.
I'd rather.
There was that one video, Montez Ford, when they landed. He took a video of himself dancing, and Dawkins was right next to him. Like,
pissed, dude. Like, not happy. He's like, no, dude. Fuck that.
I mean, generally, I don't imagine. I would
welcome
not,
to the main roster, boys.
Yeah.
As a group of individuals who, on average, are pretty significantly larger than the average person, I would not want to fucking fly anything. Like,
What?
What?
Being
They're
tall,
bigger-
because they're tall.
yeah,
it's
they're all
uncomfortable.
on average above 6 feet. They're built like I don't like flying, and then I'm sure they're probably in business class, but I would not want to be fucking on a plane.
Can you imagine like?
No one asked you to fuck on a plane.
Yeah,
Club.
but can you imagine like
Join the Mile High Club with Braun Strowman? No.
being in
Get
the same
these
row?
hands.
Being in the same row as heavy machinery, right?
You notice.
I could see that being like, if I ever worked for WWE, I'd pissing someone off and be like, guess who you're using? I'm really fucking tired of sitting next to Tucky and fucking Otis. Because they don't put me in the aisle, they put me in the fucking middle, and I'm just hey, Clumpy, huh? Why don't you like
Hey, Clumpy.
I could probably deal with like the first flight, and then after that, I get old.
Also, that is a 16-hour fucking flight. That is one of the longest flights in the world. That is a shit flight.
So I will say this: I'm moving the rumor mill from my bottom 5 to my top 5. The idea of this being a work to me is amazing.
It would be
great seeing
genius, but God damn it, I don't want to give Vince that much credit.
But he's painted as an evil mastermind.
Hats off, Vince.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's like The Watchmen. It's like our version of The Watchmen.
And people still talk about all the time, was the Montreal Screwjob a work or a shoot? And no one seems to fucking know. At the end of the day, if it was a work, Vince is the fucking master, making a work shoot on that level. You know what I mean? If he did that same thing here, where he's all like, watch this.
You know what also is amazing too? Those flights going in and out, significant amount of that flight, there is no alcohol in it. Because if those are chartered planes out of Saudi companies, they don't serve liquor. It's a long.
Yeah.
They got somas.
Long time to be sober.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have pills. It's fine.
Talk about some SmackDown.
Let's get over to the old SmackDown Live.
SmackDown.
NXT Part 2.
Now this
Yes.
I know this is going to sound weird, but my top 5, I put SmackDown. I felt the entire show, top to bottom, was so fucking solid that if that shit in Saudi was real, they put together a last-minute incredible show. If that shit was a work, they put together an incredible show.
And I was thinking of, do you remember that when everyone got whatever mumps or whatever disease that Bray and Roman spread? And
when Bray was fucking everybody, including Roman.
Meningitis.
It was mono.
It was mumps.
It was mono, I thought.
It was an M disease, some malaria something, but that they flew AJ.
It was maternity. They caught maternity.
It actually turned into that.
Yeah, it did.
Gotcha. But they flew
like 3 ices.
But that they flew AJ from Santiago, Chile up.
Yes.
And that wasn't even a time zone change flight. That was you're flying for a
Day
long
zone.
fucking.
Yeah, you lost a day.
Yeah, take a piece, please.
Yeah, and that fucking match came out incredible too.
I
but
empathize.
I do think that SmackDown to me was a top 5. That show, top to bottom, didn't.
That was the show of the week.
It was all fucking killer. No filler, as some 41 says.
What?
Well, we stay topical. We definitely stay topical here.
Try.
There's very few bands that I have animus towards, but yeah.
Animus?
Animus?
Animosity.
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 Is that a word?
No, that's the
yes,
word.
animus is a word. I use it a lot. I like it.
You use that a lot. Yes.
It is a real
that
word.
Doesn't
Animus
make
is
it
a real word. It is. Animus is a real word. Journalism school.
Journalism school is not spelling school.
Can't put it right
It
now.
actually fucking isn't me.
Yeah, that's better software.
It's learning
Actually,
to write
what?
badly, but in a particular way.
It's gooder.
So
You're learning to write gooder.
Yeah, much gooder. I really like Shayna Baszler being on main TV right now.
Here's how good that was. I saw the spoiler of Shayna, beats up Bailey at the end of the match. I saw that, and I saw pictures. I'm home watching a show, watching the thing, it ends. Shayna comes out and knocks over Sasha. And I'm like, who the fuck was that? And I was like, oh my god, it's Shayna! And then Shayna jumps in and fucking attacks Bailey, and I'm like, ah! Like, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea.
Like, I had no idea.
They played it out so well that I had actually, for one, the Nikki Bailey match was so good, I got lost in it, that when it ended, I was like, this is good, all this is good. And then Shayna comes out and I was like, chaos, what the fuck? Like, they did it perfectly. They did it so good that me, who already knew how it was gonna go, got surprised. And I don't get surprised half the time by shit I have no idea is about to happen. This was like, ah!
It's moments like that, I wish I was your neighbor, because I would love to hear that high pitch.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's moments like that we're watching, and then she goes, "We should do more watch-alongs."
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah, he's like over here hyperventilating. It's pretty great.
but yeah, I thought it was
Eating.
cool that they did all those different matches that were promoted on Crown Jewel and then changed them all once no one could come. I thought it was neat they were gonna have a 3-on-3 and then decided, hey, we'll just do the fucking title shot. Because I was saying before, when are they gonna do a title shot? Why are they doing all this number one contender stuff? Which feeds into the idea of the Saudi being a work, is that you kept making Nikki your number one contender, but there was not gonna be a match at Survivor Series, there was not gonna be a match at Crown Jewel. Are you gonna wait 3 months to have one number one contender? You know what I mean? When were you going to do it? Some random SmackDown in between? Maybe. Or when the Saudi shit pops off. And we'll tell you what, we'll have a championship match. Fucking falls into place pretty well.
Conspiracy theories, bro.
I love it.
But yeah, Shayna Baszler being on the main roster, you know what I mean, with the invasion angle, her being on the main shows,
Oh, yeah.
she just looks amazing.
She does. Another one of my tops on there to go and coincide with the promos, the SmackDown promos. Like I'm saying on all these shows, everyone had fucking killer promos. You had Heyman coming out there talking fucking nothing. It's hard to do top fives and when you bring up things like promos and then think it's a fair game when they put Heyman on 2 shows in a week. It's not fair.
Yeah, because actually Heyman on Raw was also fire too. So
That's going to be when we talk about Raw. He's
Yeah.
top of the list there too. That's what I mean. Like there's a certain point where it's like, this isn't fair that we judge everyone's promos every week and then they put on Heyman twice.
Yeah.
It's not fair. You guys are playing fair.
no one compares to Heyman with the promo right now.
It's
Heyman
insane.
spits mad fucking fire.
It's absolute insanity. So you got
good.
Heyman. You had Sammy doing his business, which was fucking great. All of the whole Sammy segment was incredible. Putting over Riddle and Keith like he did looked so good.
My
I
note
also
for-
answered the question: is he injured?
Right.
Because I've been wondering that. Is he
True.
just straight up
Nah,
injured?
he took some bumps. But seeing that, I'm like, man, Riddle and Keith Lee, they're both ready. They're both ready to be on that show right now.
And that made me so happy to see Keith Lee come up because Keith Lee is fucking amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and seeing him on the main roster, I'm like, oh, yes. Because for people who don't know Keith Lee and people who like, I think he's a goddamn star.
If you don't know Keith Lee, then you also want to check out Sam Stackhouse. I just want to let you know that right now. We were watching Keith Lee, and producer went, "Oh, Keith Lee is pretty much NXT's Stackhouse." Because of the moves they were doing, I was like, "You're goddamn right."
Yeah. But his presence, the way his promos is just, it's like, dude, him coming out, motherfucker. And Riddle too. I'm liking Riddle more and more. I'm like, yes, you guys can be out here. And I'm happy for them to get that exposure because that could add to something.
Oh yeah.
Like I thought of like when you put Ricochet coming out with Aleister Black initially, I was like, oh fuck yeah, people like this. And Ricochet did well. I'm like, I could see Keith Lee being like this big thing.
Yeah, when you say it like that, it sounds like you don't believe yourself with a high pitched voice. But
Shout out to Ricochet's All Might gear.
it also All Might.
No, it was All Might. He was dressed like All Might from
Oh yeah, from Marvel.
no, not Marvel. What's it?
I don't know.
I can't think of the
Comic
name right
books.
now. My Hero Academia.
Oh,
Dude, he was dressed as All Might.
it looked like a made in China Loki.
There's a fun thing on Squirt Circle. You've seen it where they like count the amount of references Dio Madden makes to fucking anime.
Oh yeah.
At the end of everything they go through, it's like Dio referenced My Hero Academia, One Punch Man. It's just like going through. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah. Dio's
Darker Than
amazing.
Black, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay.
Triple H's promos going into it. Also, the way Triple H put over Brock in that super subtle way, where Brock's leaving, and then you see Triple H like, is he gone?
Yeah.
And then once
I
he's
love
gone,
that,
yeah, once he's gone, he like looks over at Sean like, let's get started. You know what I mean? Like they didn't want to pop off with Brock there because he's a fucking threat. They were waiting for the one big threat to leave so they could be like, now let's show them what we're made
Now
of.
it's a theme. Yeah.
Oh.
Really fucking subtle, cool.
Triple H showing
Sorry.
he's an old man.
Real
up?
quick about Brock, I want to say, producer here. I loved how much he was selling for Mysterio.
That's on Raw.
Oh, sorry.
We'll talk about it on Raw. God damn it!
I'm sorry. I'm getting all the shows mixed up. My bad. Right, we can edit that.
Producer is Clump
Cut it in
producing
post.
tonight?
Fix it in post. Ciampa and the Miz segment. Triple H going back and forth with Daniel Bryan.
When
Setting
his-
up the Adam Cole
Again,
match.
Ciampa should be on the main roster. I mean, I know why they brought him back to NXT, but man, he's so good too.
His again presence when his music hits when he comes out, it's like fuck your character's amazing, just angry, and I'm like, God damn, I love just you being angry and evil.
The noise that should be like that weird, the Taz heartbeat they're using should be replaced with a fucking prison door opening.
Yes.
Because the way that dude comes walking out is like that dude just walked onto the yard.
Straight out of GP.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's all like, I'm out on good behavior, but I'm done with good behavior. You're like, fuck!
I'm here to kick some
The
ass.
one thing I don't like is the fucking that, but I don't know if
What?
the one thing I don't like is the heartbeat coming out.
Oh, the heartbeat. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know what would be better for it. I mean,
a prison door!
I really like his song though.
Yeah.
Oh, the song's amazing.
So good.
I get scared because I don't want it to be like creaky shit, like fucking Aleister Black or pew.
I
I still hear it and I'm like, fuck.
If you've ever heard a prison door open and close, you know that sound. And so you hit that one sound.
Oh, like a real like.
Isn't that like Big Boss Man shit?
What? He was a police officer. He wasn't a prison guard. Well, in real life,
No,
he was
he
a
was-
prison guard.
He was a prison guard both times.
I thought he was a corrections officer too.
Yeah.
Only
As his
in,
gimmick.
in real life.
No.
In gimmick, he was always a sheriff.
No, they went to Cobb County Prison.
Oh, yeah. They did show Cobb County Prison.
Yeah.
Did you just poop a little? Dude, you just pooped a little bit, like a little rabbit poop.
No, I won. I got something over. Yes.
So we need to take a commercial break.
Do you gotta get the poop out and flick it? That was definitely a rabbit pellet. Or like an owl pellet, knowing this guy. It's probably got skulls in it.
Jesus Christ. My other note for that is smart for them to not use Finn Balor, to keep Finn out of the invasion angle, and I think they should
Right
continue
now.
to for now. Well,
Because I'll tell you this. So someone posted a picture, and I think I gave it to you guys, where it had a little SpongeBob thing where it showed Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, as this giant fish holding
Yeah,
Universal. It shows Brock Lesnar shark with the world, and then it shows a little tiny, skinny little thing with the NXT title as
Cole,
Adam
maybe.
Cole. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And so then I was like, well, that also makes me feel like definitely Finn should be in there. But then if you put Finn in there, it's like you've removed NXT. I know they're trying to say Finn is NXT, but you put Finn in there, NXT's out.
I have a better idea.
Okay.
KO comes in. Yeah, KO's part is on one of the main rosters. Have KO come into this invasion.
Yeah.
Because KO has not been on the show.
I feel like someone has got to turn Code.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it too.
Yeah.
But
I think he could, because we go back to the whole like your theory of KO with Triple H and everything. Yes, like
I've told you about that, right? My long-term booking,
Booking.
with KO and Triple H. This starting from the Universal title forward has been a slow play at Triple H being retired by KO. That KO has been being, once he was chosen by Triple H because he was in such shock that, oh my God, what's going on? Because he pedigreed every motherfucker but KO, throws him on top of them, wins the Universal title, then he goes on that run. Every time KO does something crazy like attack Vince or jump off a fucking thing to hurt Shane or goes through all the Shane stuff, or when he yells at Stephanie, he walks away, grabs his hair and like hits his head and he's like, ugh. He's like in this struggle, like you see it, and he's like, ah. And I think that I'd like to see it play back to Triple H controlling Kevin Owens, that you owe me now. I made you Universal Champion. You owe me now. And him constantly being in conflict with himself of, now I have to attack Vince. Now I've got to yell at Stephanie. Now I've got to do these things I don't want to do, and I've got to get Shane out of here. I've got to take out Shane, which he just did. He got Shane fired. Now Shane's gone. Triple H can take over. That there's this underlying KO's working for Triple H to help get Triple H over as control of the company. But right before that happens, it's I'm tired of this. I'm not taking it anymore. You've been controlling me. I'm taking control of my own fucking life now, and I'm putting your career on the line, kind of a deal.
And you could do, so I think what could happen is have NXT fucking stomp at Survivor Series. Have them just crush everyone and have it be that last like that. Have it be the brand versus brand, the 5-on-5, and have KO be on one of the teams. And it's getting to the end, KO turns, wins it for NXT. And then it'd be a thing where it's like, what the hell? And have Triple H going in there and it bring in Vince. Have Vince come up from Grill and be like, what the fuck is this? And have Triple H come up behind him and build it up. And then you could have it go all the way to WrestleMania. And then it could be, we'll have it be Triple H's retirement match versus KO.
Yeah, because he's ready to be creative. He's ready to be producer. He doesn't need to be doing the ring stuff anymore. But you put over someone like KO in a retirement match on that, KO's back on top, you know?
I just don't have enough faith in them to do something that good.
It's been my fantasy booking for since the show started.
You say that, but then
I'm complimenting you.
yeah.
Oh.
Aw.
You got, I was complimenting you, man.
Occasionally, I need my cup filled. So thank you.
Yeah, I like. What was it when we were talking about Money in the Bank too? I was telling you my
I was
Bray
like,
Wyatt
that's
thing.
ambitious.
Yeah. Or there's some other time too where he's all like, "That would be really good." You're just like, "Fuck, I could be down with that." Like, I think there's ways to do it, and I think that I've wanted to go back and find every time KO's done these things and find little clips to make a little montage thing, because I think you could replay a video of KO doing these things and have voiceovers of Triple H being like, "Go get him," and "I chose you," and "You're the future," and just one more thing, like all these little things, and it could pile up to where he's like enraged with himself.
And I'm in the middle because I know it's not going to happen. So I have this hope. And
But this angle could push it to the end.
But here's the thing: when it doesn't happen, you know what? You did better. So I'm like, hey, cool. know,
You heard it here first.
Something better came out here. So WWE down the road, if you ever want writers,
The ball's in your court, WWE.
Yeah. Long-term storylines here.
we can email shit to you like Bruce Pritchard did.
That's a good point.
You can phone us in.
Yeah.
So
I
Ciampa
don't
and The
wanna
Miz
be
going back and forth.
I'll
The
get on a
match was
conference
good. Triple H and Daniel Bryan's little shindig there I thought was really good.
Oh, yeah. They teased. Okay, so they kind of teased two matches for me. They teased a Triple H and Daniel Bryan, which we've already had, which I'd still take.
Triple H,
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, and Shawn,
And then,
which was funny. So, no, I'm just cold.
No, he takes his jacket off and he's standing there and he goes,
that's cold.
"Damn, it was way cold in here." Like,
That was funny how they did that. There's no. If anyone's going to wrestle Shawn Michaels, I want it to be AJ.
I think everyone wants that. I don't know if that would be best for either of those cats at this point. I think it's a dream match for the two of them. I think they should do it with the lights off one day. Fuck, I mean,
I just don't know if Shawn Michaels can go.
that's what I mean. That's what I think they should. I think they should have a match together
I
as a
think-
fun scrimmage. But I don't think it should necessarily be televised because I think that they would have a great time being in the ring together, and I think they both want it. I don't think it would make sense for either character, and I don't know the match would live up to what we believe it should be. But I think that the two of them deserve that, and I think that they have the tools now that they should go in a ring and just have an honest, let's do a 20-minute match, guys.
Yeah, because realistically, what we want is mid-2000s Shawn Michaels versus current AJ Styles.
Plus,
Yeah.
we need a tape of something to fuck up StarCast 20.
Yeah. And what if they just had a single camera in there and they just held it for their own records, had their own personal thing, and maybe one day they show a little, like, 2 moves out of it and being like the match that never happened or something. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about how it came about. Like, that'd be a cool little story for them to have. I want that for them more than I want a match of them for us. You know what I mean? Like,
It's never gonna happen.
yeah. Misty Shade. Randy going to be going to my breakfast in the chat. 2 freshly cracked eggs from Hen's Vegetarian Diet. Made the way you like them. Served with 2 strips of naturally smoked bacon and 2 sausage links. All from pork raised with the use of without the use of antibiotics. So those ones are riddled with biotics. Golden brown hash browns, 2 slices of tomato, and 2 slices of warm toast.
When did we turn into Drew Carey announcing shit on The Price is Right, like that you have to name the price for?
How much do you think that would cost? That breakfast.
$17.86 at Whole Foods if you don't have Prime.
What?
I'm gonna
That's
say
a-
$10.95.
That's at A&W in Canada?
A&W.
Wow. Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, how's your show coming along though? You got
Oh, yeah.
a little something happening up there. Let us know how it's going. Not cocaine.
Yeah, what
I meant
the
like
fuck was that,
I was
man?
like on the nose business. Not you don't have a lot of cocaine happening in Canada. I would never suggest that.
If you're up there, go to Tim Hortons, but specifically if you're in Quebec, go to Tim Hortons because it's way different than Tim Hortons in any other province and it's way better.
The
Tim
fuck's
Hortons was really
Hortons?
good in New York. I went to Tim Hortons every day when I
Yeah,
worked
but
on
when
Long
you go,
Island.
so whenever I go to visit family in Maine, you go up there and it's better than Dunkin'. You're good. It's the
Better
pastries
than
are
nothing. It's very good.
well, yeah, but when you go to Canada,
Canada?
like
Different level.
and New Brunswick's good. But when you go to fucking Quebec, holy shit, it's so much better because a lot of it, like one, they use a lot of like.
Is there a lot of drugs in Quebec?
What's Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons. Okay, so the part of this is going to be really upsetting. Tim Hortons is it's Canadian Dunkin' Donuts. It also is where the coffee from Burger King goes to. Unfortunately, they fuck it up because Burger King and Tim Hortons are now the same company.
Oh, they got bodies.
Yes, but whenever you go to like a hockey game, like NHL game,
Fuck yes.
You can get
Fuck
Tim
you,
Hortons.
Clump. That's my dude. They're saying it's better in Alberta. Fuck yeah, Alberta.
That's 'cause-
Canada.
That's because oil sands are fucking up your ability to taste shit.
No fucking way. We're all Alberta all the time here.
I'm 100% gonna fall.
Not from
Boom!
fucking Alberta.
Don't. He's gonna fall. It's the best
Fucking
one.
Alberta.
He's not from Alberta?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm fucking doing this shit now. I'm gonna fuck. Goddamn Brit. Or
Bret Hart's
Producer
from
should be
Alberta.
doing this.
Oh my god, I was trying to. Yep.
Not you, Clum. You need to be focused on the commentary. Your job right now.
Bret Hart is from
Never mind.
Calgary, Alberta.
That's,
Woo!
that's true.
Yes. Add a little stank to it.
Oh my gosh.
Little Earl Hebner
gonna
down there to
all fall.
ruin shit.
Little Earl Hebner ruined shit.
I was like, I know he's not from fucking Alberta.
You're not bullshitting me now, all right?
Yeah. By the way, if you've checked it out on Bret Hart's Instagram, he got a new air hockey table of the Hitmen for his little team that he's got. Pretty cool. But yeah, Misty, you hit us up on Twitter at RefMarsh, at GRLunar. We got at Crybaby Clump. He's gonna reset his password eventually. But I want to know more about the promotion you're putting together out there and see how it's going. Happy to have you back. Cheers to Misty for coming back through.
Oh, speaking of promotion, I got some CLW stuff to talk to you about after this.
Sweet. All right, so sorry about that, but we love to get derailed. We also do like to get back on track. And on this one,
What were you doing?
we're back on SmackDown. I like Triple H. Every interaction he had backstage with those, including
Dude, Triple H's promos.
and the ending promo.
Oh,
Part of it, everyone thinks that was to AEW, right?
yeah, probably.
Everyone's pretty certain that he said that shit to be like, yeah, I'm talking around SmackDown, but he's like, not.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah, because he's all like, Cody, and then drops the mic, and you're like, what?
What I didn't like though is it was a little bit. It was kind of breaking kayfabe a little bit with the characters because, and I think they kind of caught on to that while they were all grouped in the ring because like Shayna Baszler was like kind of close to Bianca Belair, and then they kind of like split them up. Same thing with like Keith Lee and Matt Riddle, kind of like. I think Keith Lee was actually like leaning up against Tommaso Ciampa like this. I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah?
I'm like, dude, Tommaso would not allow that shit in NXT. So I think there's a little bit of kayfabe breaking with this angle, but
But I think that there's also the angle of some things are bigger than our personal
True.
beef.
Yeah.
I mean, think if it was HIW versus CLW. Yeah, I mean, those guys are going to stand right next to the.
Keith Lee leaning on Tommaso Ciampa sounds like it's gonna hurt Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa crushed. He's
He's
like
like-
debilitated.
Ciampa's like, you know I have a fucked up neck, right?
Yeah, he's like, my neck can't hold a lot.
I'm upset at way as much as Keith Lee when they said I was like, oh fuck you.
And we're going to talk about that when we talk about Sunday right after
Oh,
this.
well, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna compare you to Keith Lee 100%.
100% coming up.
I know. Wait.
But I think that there's the whole we are NXT is bigger than I don't get along with you.
True.
Which, sorry, producer here, I think that goes completely against AEW where it seems like everyone's doing their own thing. Where here I'm watching, teams against teams and you're kind of working together.
Okay, so I see what she's saying. That there's a certain unity to NXT that's definitely displayed right now.
Yeah.
Where with a lot of the booking on AEW, it does feel like no one's talking to each other. Like we talked about before, where you'll see someone's finish be just a middle spot in someone else's match. Then you'll see the same move 11 times in one show, and you're like, is no one really talking about why you shouldn't do that? Because there's reasons why you wouldn't want to do that. So where everyone seems like they're doing their match and their own thing, and I'm here for this. NXT right now is feeling a lot like we are NXT.
Yeah.
So I can
I agree
appreciate
100%.
that. I can appreciate that for sure.
No.
The only couple things I have left are about Raw.
The
The way SmackDown ended, I like, but yep.
I had a positive for SmackDown.
Give it.
Seeing Rhea Ripley come out was really, really cool because, like, Rhea Ripley is fucking bomb, and it was really cool having
Yeah.
that match happen.
So
And
we were confused because we watched NXT after we watched SmackDown. We didn't watch it on Wednesday. So I was all like, what the fuck? I was like, why is Tegan Nox coming out with Rhea Ripley? Why isn't she coming out with Dakota Kai?
That was
Then-
another thing too. That was another breaking kayfabe kind of thing.
But
They're both
when you watch
faces.
NXT, Dakota Kai got the mist in the fucking face and eyes and rolled out, so she's out. Tegan was saved by Rhea Ripley by the bitches who were attacking her, and then that started the whole War Games thing where Dakota Kai and Tegan and Rhea were on one side and the other bitches on the other side. So it showed how there was a unity there.
Rhea
amount
made
of
like
saying
a
bitches.
They're all bitches? Really?
Everyone's bitches.
No. Okay.
Everyone's bitches, I thought. Is not everyone bitches?
What are
Is
we
that a
talking
thing?
about? What?
I thought everyone's bitches. Is that not the case?
producer, realistically, it's more accommodating and progressive if everyone's bitches than if we try and correct them, because it's going to go south rapidly. Yes, everyone's bitches.
All right, yeah. Woo!
We're all bitches. Yeah.
So Rhea Ripley definitely made like a low-key face turn, like since being brought into the main NXT. Because
Yeah.
like originally
Oh, yeah.
with the Mae Young, because she was in the first one, right? I believe she was.
I think she's been in all of them.
I think she's been in one or two. But between that and NXT UK, she's definitely been the heel, and now she's
Yeah, because she broke Dakota Kai's arm
Yeah.
in one of them.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. And everyone's all like, she might not be safe. And I was like, she's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Also, feel like putting Rhea Ripley up there, I could see that as kind of a shot at AEW in terms of like, I thought of Riho immediately. It was like, because Rhea Ripley's fucking young.
Dude, I
And so, I was like, you're really
got
good at 20.
goosebumps seeing Rhea Ripley, like her back, and like
back's insane.
her back is insane. Like
Tracks for days.
Yeah. It's like hugging a bag of snakes.
it's crazy.
I really like that she put on that like reverse clover leaf on Mandy, and Mandy sell that. The other thing is this: Mandy's like probably one of the strongest women in all of wrestling.
I made that. I said, all in wrestling. I wouldn't say that. Well, she's
I'm saying one of, not the.
I would say Bianca Belair is definitely a better athlete and more stronger than she is.
I don't know that she could outlift someone like Mandy.
I think she can.
I think that they're both.
Dana.
Dana's a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dana's another powerhouse too.
Dang it.
But I think Mandy can outlift Dana. I think that's part of the surprise of it. Is I think she does.
Well, I know Mandy can do like a 300 squat.
Not
That's been documented
yeah.
and talked on. So that's pretty strong for someone her size.
She could deadlift you, dude.
No, she can't. I'm 40 pounds more.
Well, I saw.
I did it, guys. I got him to say he's huge.
I know I'm fat as fuck.
I saw some combine stuff for NXT, and I think Belair definitely deadlifted like 350 or 400, something crazy.
No kidding?
Yeah, she's like,
Belair
Wow.
can lift me. Cool.
yeah.
So Belair's like
she's super strong.
undercover baddest bitch.
Well, whenever Belair comes out, the thing I know is like abs. Fucking like
she's pure athlete.
fuck.
You can tell through her tights the fucking quad she has. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. She's out there dancing and she's like, oh, doing a thing. And you're just all like, why are your pants rippling? What's happening? Like, you're confused. You know what I mean?
muscle.
Yeah, she's like 100% muscle. But so I get that too. But I would say that Mandy Rose is incredibly strong, and I think that move, that the reverse clover leaf,
I love that move.
I think that it looked so good on Mandy because she's able to even like push herself up and hold herself up on a way that other people might
Okay,
not be
buddy.
able to.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying her and Belair.
Really get that chest up. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying like holding herself up with her legs and abs, like the way Belair did.
Yeah.
I think Belair and Mandy have been. They put that move on them. They look the best in it because they go up really high with it and make it look like she's fucking cranking her back out.
Can I
Well,
throw
I-
some?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure she can do that and make anybody look like that because Rhea's so strong.
You think Rhea
Yeah.
could pick up anyone like that?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is one thing that this conversation is making me take into account that I think is a real miss on WWE. I didn't know shit about Mandy's powerlifting or her athleticism.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
Yes.
I brought this
and-
up last week. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and I'm like, continued, like, oh, cool. We have this amazing athlete, and you put her out in this weird, like, softcore porn entrance,
Yep.
and
Yep.
the
She
weird,
should be suplexing mofos.
yeah, and and also like the weird, like, physical contact with Sonya's always odd.
Yeah.
Choreo, it's like, okay, just make this person a beast, and I'd be way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for.
I agree.
That's actually been the argument between me and the producer this whole time. Since she started watching, she's like, who's this fucking porn star? I was like, you don't understand, she's strong! Like,
Yeah, it's the way they framed her character.
Yeah.
It's
And
just,
and it wasn't until the match against Nikki, I think
Yeah.
the week before, that producer finally went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, look at what she's capable of doing. She's like, I didn't know she could wrestle like that. I was like, but she's been wrestling like that forever. She just can't do it.
Fun
Yeah.
fact: Jenna Jameson could deadlift 500 pounds. Because when he was like, who's this porn star? Porn star strong. Just kidding. Bad dumb joke.
I was like,
500 pounds of what?
trying to make a connection here
She was in ECW. Jenna Jameson was in ECW for a bit.
for like a year.
Yeah.
she got to present an award recently, or did she get the award?
The
There was,
Evians already
there
have
was
it.
something recently.
With Jenna Jameson?
Oh, never mind. Never
I
mind.
think of Jennifer Aniston.
No, sorry.
I mix those up a lot.
I'm always getting them confused when it comes to certain times.
I heard someone else. Sorry.
All right.
Friends is really weird to watch.
No. But yeah, I think that either way, I thought the sell that Mandy did for that screaming, and fucking like trying not to tap out and holding on and then fucking tapping out like crazy. I thought it was so fucking dope. It looks so good.
By the way, early numbers that I saw, I actually took a screenshot of the Brian Albers tweet.
Oh, yeah.
2.54 million was the number
For SmackDown?
for SmackDown.
What about AEW this week?
I didn't give a
Wait,
shit.
this was the one about with the World Series, right?
Yes.
So this is the one that AEW's been the lowest. They were about 700,000. NXT was about 500 something, 520. And then SmackDown hit 2.4.
It was like
Yeah. SmackDown was through the roof.
And I'll throw this out. WWE, it speaks to the network that AEW is on because it's a new network. And I'm not going to say this in a defense of them. I'm going to say this is more of a positive WWE, and my hope is that AEW gets to the point where they have a consistent enough audience that a World Series doesn't affect them. WWE might see that occur down the road if you have a World Series or an event on the SmackDown, because
goddamn it, Clump.
there will be a point where we will have Fox is going to preempt SmackDown over a World Series.
Oh.
That's going. They will not. They'll do that. And I get that, but my hope is that AEW gets past that, because I think both NXT and AEW probably took a hit from the World Series because they're both really establishing themselves. But I don't think it's all like something where you can say, oh, that's totally that's the only reason. Yeah, it's a thing. It's going to affect everyone, but also
100%. You should always expect a dip in something like that. I think the thing people are neglecting is the fact that
WWE doesn't have that dip for Raw.
not a significant dip like that. But at the same time, they have dips, but then we talk about Raw's ratings all the time. It's because it's a fucking stock.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. People tune in a bunch for this, not a lot for this, but they're always baselining somewhere nice, right?
You know what they should do?
The problem with AEW is we don't know their baseline.
3 hours. You guys, just stay with me here, okay? 3 hours of Lana Rusev.
There's something really sharp to like stab.
Just trying to think what you would call that show.
The
I definitely wouldn't want to call it Raw.
Oh God. Okay.
Barebacking. The idea that stock, I think that's a good comparison because AEW's Tesla, and that everyone gets really excited when Tesla stock and numbers come in because they're like, wow, it went from this to this, because in 5 years Tesla stock went from $30 a share to $370 a share. That's fantastic. WWE we'll compare it to Google stock. It's high. Its baseline's really high. It doesn't have massive jumps, but its baseline's pretty fucking amazing. Or Berkshire Hathaway. Their stock is ridiculously high in price. They don't split, and it doesn't really fluctuate because it's always at a base of $130,000 a share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I own some stock.
You want some stock?
I own some of that.
Oh, me too. I cashed out on my Apple stock and put it WWE. Right now, this month it sounds like a bad idea, but other months
No, you
it's
cashed
good.
out and then you bought all this. That's what you did.
I mean, this is the same as stock. Actually, this stuff's doing better than the stock right now.
Same as stock.
Nope.
To be honest, this stuff's priced gone up more than the stock.
I
would.
want to get some of that guy's
Brett's
stuff.
gonna fall.
I need to find
Brett
a
is
piece of
gonna
it.
fall.
He's not gonna fall. Stop trying to make him fall. Which
Shake
guy's
him a
stuff?
tea.
Shane or Sean?
Oh yeah, the artist for those.
Oh, Rob
Schamberger.
Schamberger.
Yeah, some Schamberger. I want to get a piece
Loves
of
You
his.
said you like
Schamberger.
Southpaw Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I got nothing for you.
You son of a bitch.
What? I like South Forest.
Did you like Southpaw?
I never watched it, so I don't
So
care.
fuck you, dude. Man, come on,
Do you
man.
want a Southpaw shirt? I mean, we're not the same size.
You just said you like Southpaw. How are you trying to give away this shit now?
Well, I was gonna say, I have an extra.
You got two?
Yeah.
Did you buy two of one box, dude?
No, I bought another one of the goddamn shirts because I liked it a lot and I want to wear it out because I'm going to use the sleeping
All
shirt.
right.
That's so fucking crazy.
That's like I have 3 of the Cesaro without teeth shirts because I like them a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, the She
that's
Bible
it.
shirt is my favorite shirt. The guy put it back on his site. I'm about to buy another one. Just so I
1,
can
2,
have
3
second one.
pins.
123pins. Dot. It's not .com. Fuck. It's like .us.
Dot shop. Dot co.
123pins at 123pins.
Dot
Find him.
RU.
That guy is fucking dope.
RU, we
And
also
his
make
name is
fake.
Will Smith. just as charming.
Just as charming.
Yeah. That brings us to Sunday, actually, before Monday. Sunday night, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, live in Tucson, Arizona.
That was
Hacksaw came through. What'd you think of the show?
It was awesome. It was really cool. I didn't know what to expect because I only really saw Hacksaw when he came back in his little brief thing.
Oh, really? You didn't see him in the earlier years?
No.
Nice.
Remember, I started watching wrestling in 2003.
Didn't
Can
Hacksaw
you
win?
reach that Hacksaw up there?
Didn't Hacksaw win the first?
Which one?
Royal Rumble.
The first Royal Rumble.
Oh.
Yeah, the first ever Royal Rumble, Hacksaw Jim Duggan won it.
Day. But it was super cool. His comedy show was really, really fun. It was really, really sweet.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, Earl.
It was really nice. I liked how he talked about people. I liked how he talked about Matt Bourne, and someone asked a question, and he said that we didn't get along, but he's passed away, and I won't say anything else about that. But we did not get along, is all he said, which I thought was awesome.
He did have a few
Classy.
and a few weird it was kind of cool, but also kind of sad. Is there's a few moments where he caught himself. There's like, yeah, none of those people are around anymore. When he said like,
There was a couple times I was doing this with this guy, and he goes, and they're all gone.
Yokozuna, Owen, blank, me, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Doink, Yokozuna, me, Owen, they're all gone. It was like
There was another one he had with Macho. It was like Macho, Andre, him, and
Big Boss Man.
Big Boss
I was
Man.
like, they're all gone.
And he goes, and they're all gone.
Yeah. That's the business, dude. Especially in that generation, because drugs were hard. The habits were just pretty destructive in general.
And he talked about that too a little bit, about how to create longevity in his career, he didn't do a lot in that aspect necessarily, not as much as others. But he also was really safe with the bumps he took, because they asked him about how when you retire and stuff, and when should you be doing crazy things. What's the worst bump you ever took? And he goes, I'm a brawler, man. I punched and I kicked, and that's about it. And he goes, that's why I was able to go for so many years.
Well, and he also spoke to I thought it was a really cool, not dig, but a comment on how the industry's changed. Why did he go to WCW? And a positive that WCW did is like, I went for less dates because I was working hurt a lot. And he's like, he said I was working hurt. They offered me this, less dates, guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And then when they tried to chase him out, he's like, no deal. And then when Russo was like, well, then we're going to make you a janitor, he goes, give me the mop. Let's do it.
It was funny is after that I went home, and one of the things on YouTube I was watching was like a list of like because now a lot of the contracts are public, or people know the worst or the best WCW contracts, and some of those are like, what the fuck, like Lanny Poffo.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Sat at home for 7 years. Never appeared on TV. They paid him, we don't want you to work for WWE money. And he was like, well, and he wrote about it. I was like, I could do some TV.
He knocked out Hacksaw, dude.
It was Hacksaw that ended up falling.
Yeah. But he asked like to come in because he maintained shape. No, we're good. And he got paid like $500,000 a year.
The funny thing is, you paid him not to go to WWE. I don't think they would have wanted him.
Yeah.
They already had him. The Genius? Yeah, they were like, no, that's fine. But, I mean, either way.
It was also a Randy thing, too.
It was definitely a Macho thing. The show was really cool, really fun. Producer didn't grow up watching him at all. I got to see him, not live, but I got to watch a bunch of the older stuff. And so one of the things my dad did when I was younger to connect with me during the divorce, because that's how that shit goes, is for Christmas one year he went to, I think it was PDQ. He went out there and bought every Coliseum videotape that he could find, effectively, because he knew I was into wrestling. So then he gives me these fucking Coliseum videos, and it was just like, so, and it was a weird Christmas. He literally had a garbage bag where he's just like, this is for you. But, so he's doing that, and he's handing me Coliseum tape after Coliseum tape, and so I had all of these fucking Coliseum tapes of like the first ever Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 2 and 3, and like, most bizarre matches, and all these weird Coliseum videos. And I remember getting down and watching all those, and that's one of the things that got me into the history of wrestling.
Oh, that scared me.
More so than wrestling.
Jump.
The other thing that really sparked my interest in, I want to know more about the history of wrestling, was Andy Kaufman versus Lawler. But that's how I got most of my exposure to Hacksaw, was through that stuff. So when he did pop up again later on here and there, it was always like, holy shit, Hacksaw. Whoa.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see him from that regard and hear him talk about those old stories, talk about those old wrestlers that we knew, and bring them to life a little bit in a way that we already knew them. But I did think that it would also be worth the minute or two as producer on the air. Producer never got to see Hacksaw Jim Duggan perform and was very, very unaware of Hacksaw in general when we went to the show. And so I was just wondering your takeaways.
I just liked how positive he was about everything he experienced. It felt very authentic.
Yeah.
He was just really personable, just funny, lighthearted, kind of just, he made me get lost in his stories. I was like, man, we need like a campfire here. Like, this is so cool. And I mean, obviously so different from today, but, you know, having no family who was familiar with wrestling, I thought it was just like really cool to get that history, the backstory, because it's a lot when you don't have that and you didn't grow up with that. Like, you know, I keep having to refer to Ref Marsh because I just don't know so much. But if he's coming through your town, you should definitely see him because it was worth it. It was really, really enjoyable.
A lot of fun.
No clump.
That piece of wood,
I was like, no clump.
that piece of wood over there, that's signed by Hacksaw.
Nice.
I'll show you after the show.
It was my favorite piece of merch.
We got him to sign it. Yeah, but by the time I left, I was like, fuck, I gotta get the signed piece of thing. I'm gonna do probably a shadow box or something to do it. But the cool thing for me is when I was in high school, a local wrestling event in Anchorage, Alaska, where I was going to high school, had Hacksaw come out, and I got to go see the show. It was the only wrestling event I saw out there, and I just learned how to take photos on my manual camera, and I remember thinking, I'm so good at this, I'm so proud and all this. So I'm walking around as a weirdo because everyone's in all these lines, and I was like, whatever, I just want to go see the empty arena and all this shit. And I catch him sneaking out. And I was like, Hacksaw, and he goes, hey, and I was like, let me just get a picture for you, man, or let me get a picture. I just learned how to take photos, and the guy's like, all right, and he's giving me this big old thumbs up. And I'm like, fiddling with my camera forever, trying to figure it out. And after a second, he's all like, I really gotta get going, kid. And I was like, I got it. And he's like, all right, and he fucking takes off. I kept all my negatives. So before he came to town, I found the old negative. I had someone print it up down at Photographic Works, if you guys are in Tucson. They printed it up, and so I got him to sign that picture I took of him some 19 years ago.
Awesome.
Really fucking cool. And when I showed it to him, he was all like, wow. And he was like, you were just talking about it for a minute, but it was really cool.
I thought of it like it was like it's like hanging out with a dad in a good way, because it's very fatherly and stuff, like in a positive way. I was like, this is really, really cool. Like I like just the stories and the like just the little things. I was like, this is such a fun, cool thing, and I don't think anyone left it without a smile. I think it was like super like. I didn't know what to come into expecting, and I was kind of like, am I gonna like? Is it gonna be a thing where I'm gonna be like giggling to like make or laugh to like give like humor? Like, I'm not gonna be mean, but no, I was like, this is really fucking cool. I really like this a lot.
Yeah, I think he really liked Clump. He super liked Clump.
Like swiped up the clump.
Yeah, so he gets Clump comes over to take a picture with him, and he like slaps your shoulder and goes, "Oh man," he goes, "I should get in the ring with you, man." He's like, "You're a big dude," and he's like, "Oh, you definitely work out. Check out those traps." And like he was just like trying to wrestle Clump, and Clump's like, "Gah!"
Clump's just like not
Clump's
wanting
just
any
like-
part of it.
I was like, bullshit, dude.
Yeah, you punch real hard.
But he was also like unbuttoning his shirt when I was taking a picture.
Oh yeah, Hacksaw was all sitting there. He's like goes to get a picture with the producer, and he's all like, so he does this thing where he's like, let's take a wrestling picture. We take a picture with a thumbs up, and he goes, let's take a wrestling picture where he puts his hands on your throat and chokes you. And he goes, no, you choke me. And so like she goes to choke him, and he goes, ah. And he goes, hey, I'm Jim, and I'm a Capricorn. And he starts like unbuttoning his shirt a little bit. It was pretty
I
fucking
usually have to
funny.
pay women to do this.
Yeah.
I usually
Yeah, it was
Jim?
not bad. But it was a really good time. If Hacksaw comes through your town, because he is on the 2x4 tour, which I would have called the Tour by 4, he is going to be hitting a lot of towns. If you get a chance to check it out, check out his Twitter at
Official
Hacksaw. Check him out. Find out if he's coming to your town and go if you can.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, really good time.
Yeah.
That brings us to Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
I really only have two things left on here, one top, one bottom, and the top then again falls into the promos. The Heyman promo,
Yep.
the Becky Shayna promo, the Triple H and Seth promo.
Oh, yeah.
All of these were fucking spot on.
Unfortunately, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, we can start with the Paul Heyman promo to kick it off. Was it kick off? Did that kick it off? Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
did
did,
kick it off. Man, he just talks so well, and we already said that earlier, but Jesus,
Yeah, it's just not fair.
it's not fair.
You talk good.
You talk good.
It's not fair. He's still in the business, and we judge people accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, it's not.
Yeah, because no one really has that standard.
He's that fucking dude. You're fucking up the curve.
But then, you know, continuing the promos, holy shit, the face-off between Shayna and Becky, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so good. I like it. Both of them was like, I'm gonna keep an eye on Bailey, but so I thought that in a sense it still put over Bailey as I'm not forgetting about Bailey.
Yeah.
So I like that they mentioned Bailey a few times. Like we are fully aware Bailey is there,
Yeah.
and we have to. But this is the conversation I'm trying
But
to
it's
have.
between us right now.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool. But it was also funny that Bailey tweeted out, she's like, really nice that you guys are gonna both keep an eye on me. She's like, just remember, I'm the only person who's won all 3 belts on all 3 brands who's in this match. And I was like,
Damn.
yeah.
One for
Yeah.
Get that Duncan.
Big fans of Bailey on this show. Don't care what anyone else says.
I didn't say anything.
I'll fucking hit you. No,
He has yet to get his bob, his haircut.
I've been thinking about getting my new Bailey haircut.
It'd be pretty.
That solid, massive fucking pomade, and it's
Yeah.
Diet
With some
Stark
dedication,
Black.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Absolute dedication.
But yeah, the Heyman promo, Becky Shayna was fucking cool and intense. Although it was funny, they took so long to put Shayna on camera when they had her speaking for so long, and then they had like struggled getting her in a chair. I was like, just sit her down. I know it's Shayna.
Yeah, then it was like an awkward thing.
Yeah.
Charlie getting up and her sitting down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
so
when we
that
set
made me-
up.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. And then Triple H Seth things actually makes me interested in Seth again. I'm really curious as to how Seth plays out in this storyline because I think it could be very interesting.
Yeah. He could be the turncoat, or he could be the red herring. Something like that.
Yeah, I liked that a lot of the action was happening outside of the ring with him standing in the middle of the ring, just kind of like, I don't know where I fit in.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool angle to his character, where he's always been definitively, I do this and I'm this way and I fight for this. And here's one where he's just watching a lot of chaos and he goes,
I don't know who to join.
Little
I don't
tease.
know.
Are they gonna like? I have a feeling it's gonna be Seth retiring Triple H,
I
which
have
I
a
don't
feeling
want.
too, but I hold out hope it's going to be KO.
I think we.
Wait.
What was that shake?
It's got me KO.
That's your high voice.
Yeah. That or Becky. We see Becky Lynch.
Nah, they bring in Tess. Tess Blanchard. Just kidding.
So I ordered all the shirts this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, I suppose, for the PWT. When I was telling everyone, hey, the shirts are cheap, so go get them. So get our shirts on discount, and like only I did. Assholes. Well, we did get this cool Sam Stackhouse's OK T-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/Trusting on the Rocks. But in there, I ordered so many shirts, they threw other things in there, and they gave me a Pro Wrestling Tees magnet and a signed 8x10 by Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, nice.
I was going through it, and I was like, here's the shirts. I was like, what's this? And I was like, not complaining.
Yeah.
ProWrestlingTees.com/Trusting on the Rocks. Apparently, if you order enough, they're going to throw in an 8x10.
They'll just throw in some shit. Whatever.
Yeah, they're like, we got to get rid of some of this.
That or someone else. What the fuck was my Tessa Blanchard fucking ticket? I ordered a magnet, a Tessa Blanchard ticket, because that's all I want.
And some Stackhouse tees. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, we have one super fan, like a parent. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, my kid's got a store.
Raw commentating sucked. I did not like the Raw commentating.
I
Especially
don't remember being fond of it.
because I recall Jerry making some comments, and I was like, okay, Jerry.
He said a few things.
Yeah.
His comment
A
about
jumping
Humberto.
bean.
Yes. What do you call it? What do you call him?
A
A
jumping bean.
Yeah. No, he also called him something else too. He
Yeah.
wouldn't call him by his real name, Humberto. He'd call him like
Speedy Gonzalez.
no.
Yeah.
Did he?
I could see
It's
that.
Not.
No, like call him like Haracho or something like just. Yeah.
Something horrible.
Something
yeah.
stupid. So yeah,
You
that
don't
gets.
have- just because you can't be sexist anymore doesn't mean you can't be racist.
You can't
fuck.
move into racism, all right?
Yeah.
They just bounce from one to the
Calm the
next.
shit
I'll
down.
just shift it over.
I did like Dio standing up to Brock. I thought that was kind of cool.
That was awesome.
And then taking the F5. Dude, he's a big dude.
He's a
Yeah.
big motherfucker.
He's a big dude. I'm like, oh shit, I can actually see Dio going in the ring with some of
As
these
soon as he
guys.
stands up to Brock, I was like, what's this? Oh my god. Oh
shit.
Maybe
Yeah,
oh,
we
shit.
should-
Future champion? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
what the fuck was that? Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
fucking
He
there's
starts
a,
coming across the screen. I was like, idiot. I was like, oh, that's a big motherfucker.
made me think there's this old Vine I love where it's like this guy like high shit watching NBA basketball. So watch this. It's like a bunch of coaches and NBA players, and one coach who's not He doesn't get up that much. He got up that much. He got up that much. He kept getting up. Oh, shit.
So you said that was one of your favorite old vines. What's one of your favorite new vines?
There's not many.
Yeah.
I know.
It's called TikTok now.
Yeah, well, they went out of business like a dozen years ago. One of the old vines I like the most.
I know you're trying to make me feel old. You're older, though.
Yeah, and I remember when Vine started and ended.
I know.
You don't remember that it's gone.
I don't remember what the fuck I had for breakfast this morning. Couscous.
One of the older vines you might not have caught.
Oh. I was going to say on commentary, and I know we're not on that anymore. This week's commentary is fantastic. SmackDown's commentary, I like the different people.
So good. Dude, Tom Phillips and Renee are such a good fucking team.
Shout out to Renee.
Yeah, Renee Young.
And Renee took a fucking boot also on
Oh,
SmackDown.
God.
She broke her fucking nose, bled everywhere. It was great.
It was, okay, producer, it was not great.
It was not great. It was bad.
She broke her nose?
Maybe
I don't think
you
it was
shouldn't say
broken.
it's
She
great
broke
after
her
you call
nose.
everyone
It was
bitches.
bleeding, though.
After calling everyone bitches, maybe you shouldn't do that.
She's not one of the bitches, I thought.
Okay, we established you need everyone to be bitches,
Everyone's bitches?
or it gets offensive.
Definitely
Yes.
everyone's bitches.
And then also don't
Tom
say...
Phillips is one of my favorite bitches.
Yeah.
There you go.
Aiden English, world-class bitch.
World class.
I can't stand his voice, so I was actually really
I
glad
love
he
Aiden
wasn't.
English's voice. It's old-timey and awesome.
He plugs his nose. How do you love
Oh, God.
No, that's just his weird...
He had like a, I don't know if he still has it, but he had like a whiskey or a bourbon YouTube show.
Really?
Yeah.
I could fucking see that. They should just have him do old-timey shit. Like, that could be the extension of Vaudevillains. Him reviewing whiskey, him reviewing diseases, like the consumption.
Jesus.
Him using leeches for things.
that? This is taking a turn.
Yeah. Stackhouse loves Pat
Talking about the gold
McAfee.
standard.
Pat McAfee's pretty cool.
Stackhouse, woo woo. I don't know. I didn't like Pat McAfee, but I did like him on SmackDown. I haven't liked him anywhere else I've seen him, but I did like him on commentary this week. I was like, okay, he's
Just
actually
because-
funny. He's cool.
Probably just because we needed the change on SmackDown, and it's just anything was refreshing at this point.
Could be that. Could be the just yeah. It could be. I mean, it could be the change in general. Just like where I've seen him before, I haven't liked maybe most of that.
I've liked him in interviews since then because he's been so positive and happy. I'm like, oh.
I guess
Oh,
I kind
and
of like
his
him in the
own-
pre-shows.
See, I'm not usually a fan of him in the pre-shows and stuff. Like in WrestleMania, he's wearing the shorts, and that annoyed me. And I don't like him on the watch-alongs. I don't
He
like
wore
him on
shorts
stuff.
today too, or on.
He was wearing
SmackDown.
jorts on SmackDown, but
that's his
for
thing.
somehow he made it funny.
That's his
this
gimmick,
time,
dude.
I guess.
Well, I'm wearing shorts too. Yeah. No, he like wore a suit top.
It was a tuxedo
And
top
and shorts.
with tuxedo
Well,
shorts,
well-
and then like loafers, and I was
You're
like,
really not going to like the
Stack-
ceremony you're coming to in December.
Yeah,
doing
Stackhouse
it?
listens.
Yeah.
Alright. Stackhouse, listen to his sports show every day. Okay, is he good on that? Because I know that he's got a sports thing
Yeah.
going on too. Again, I really liked him on SmackDown. I just didn't know. I haven't liked him in other things I've seen. So maybe it's been I've had such little doses of him.
Yeah.
Because it's been this little bit here and there where I'm just like, that's stupid, that's annoying, whatever. But here, as a solid several hours of him talking with Renee and Tom, I was starting to really like him.
Inherent in your question, is he good on that too? He watches them every day. He's like, nah, shit. Listen every day, but I fucking hate. Well, I can't. Okay.
Yeah, there's shit I listen to. I'm not thinking they're
No, I was gonna say I listen to a lot of conservative talk radio just to giggle. I'm okay. Let's keep going.
You bringing up politics in this fucking
Why is
show?
he doing that? Why do you do it that way?
It's one of our rules, man.
We have a rule here.
You guys don't have enough staff to fire me, so
That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay, so my next. Did I put this on a good thing? No, I did
Well, I was
not.
going to say this real quick, too. Tom Phillips at one point interrupts Renee because there's action happening in the ring. And I really like the way he was just all like, hold on, Renee, boom, calls what's happening in the action, and then goes, finish your thought. And I liked that because when Corey Graves was out there with Renee, he would say, shut up, Renee, and then do something. And then she would say something and goes, are you still thinking about that? Like the way that he was such a fucking dick about it. I was like, I never liked that. And I thought it was this unnecessary level of like disrespect between people we know are friends. Where with Tom Phillips, it was hold on, boom, do this thing, finish your thought. But actions in the ring, we got to talk about that. And I think that Corey doesn't know how to balance that.
he never says "shut up, bitch," but I can so see Corey Graves saying "shut up, bitch."
I can totally see Corey Graves say
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. So what did you have on your thing?
Oh, for a negative.
Hit it.
We go back to the Rusev, Lana, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that'll never not be a negative.
It's never gonna get over for me ever. It's the corniest thing that they have going on and across the brand, across All brands. It's the lamest storyline.
The second he walked out with crutches, I literally said out loud, "Oh, he pulled his dick fucking Lana."
Oh, he pulled a groin muscle.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He quote unquote turned his groin, is what he said.
Churned it?
Because he misspoke. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm churning it.
I churned my groin. Instead, I strained or sprained my groin.
He actually had a really hard time talking in general.
He did.
Yes, this was one of his worst
I felt like he was
times
slurring.
speaking.
He needs to get some cucumber water after he's done fucking. Just like get some
something, electrolytes.
He's down on electrolytes. He's been doing it too much.
I honestly
Totally-
thought he sounded drunk. I did.
Yeah.
The way he was slurring his words, mispronouncing everything, and the way he was kind of like bobbing his head, I was like, is Bobby Lashley actually drunk right now?
Yeah, is he drunk or is he having a stroke? I couldn't
Yeah,
figure it out.
No, he doesn't.
Definitely-
Have,
He's definitely been having strokes.
he doesn't need to have a stroke anymore. He's getting fucked.
Got enough strokes.
Drains it out of him.
So I could just never say anything positive about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's nothing good about it. It actually was so disinteresting. So I was at first like, oh, cool, Drew McIntyre versus Rusev. And every time I started getting into the match, the camera would just go back to Bobby and Lana standing at the top. It cut back so many times, I just stopped watching. Because I was like, I can't even get into the match.
And then when Bobby came in, like McIntyre's like, no.
He didn't want anything to do with it.
I'm not touching them.
It hurt. It's so bad that I would like I got hurt fucking your wife joke. I would giggle at that, and I was like, this is stupid. And I'm a dumb kid.
Yeah, like those. Yeah.
I got
That's
hurt
true.
fucking your wife. Ah. But no.
Yeah, it's
violent.
just it's in poor taste. They need to do something else.
There's nothing good about it.
Let me stack negatives. I have. So when we talked about like how is that Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode just appearing and becoming the champs.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Robert Roode.
Yep, Robert Roode, Natty and Charlotte. I think, and it's a negative to me because this
But what
could
did
be
I
a
say?
significantly better story.
Right, but I was telling him like a week or two ago that with Natty and Charlotte being teamed up, I said this only makes sense if someone like Tessa Blanchard's coming into the company. And that's all I said. Then he goes, oh, her contract's coming up soon. So this could be a bigger build.
No, I don't think so. I think you're reading too deep into it now. Because
Could be a bigger build.
dude, because she's going to be still in Impact. Dude. She's going to be feuding with Sami Callihan.
I think that's going to be a one match. I think she's going to lose, disappear, show up.
What if
Straight
she
to the top
wins,
roster.
disappears, and Sammy shows up?
Ooh. I will say this.
There's
We're
no-
going to run a quick 30-second ad.
There's no fucking way that Sammy's going to WWE. That's all I'm
You
going
do
to say.
Pete.
I don't want him over there. Yeah.
We need to go to ad.
I got to go to the bathroom so bad, dude. I'm about to pee my pants.
Oh, you just took a...
We're on ad. I've got pains.
Wait,
I'm about to pull a groin.
it doesn't.
It does ad.
It doesn't feed the mic, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Looks like we're live.
That'd be the best.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
I'm not seeing an ad.
I am.
Are you?
Right
Oh,
here.
never mind. Just kidding. Hurry up. I'm so hungry. You guys okay?
Yep.
can you give me one of those salmon majigs?
You don't like them?
No, can I like?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't know what they were. I thought they were like sushi. And I was like, they're
No,
warm.
no, they're salmon.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Little salmon? Little salmon bite?
Yeah. Let's go. Thank you.
Salmon.
They're like salmon meatballs.
Salmon ball.
Salmon meatballs.
Yeah, I think we're live now.
It's like...
We are live now. Welcome back, everybody.
Marsha's still taking a piss.
Marsha's still taking a piss. He's like pulling on Austin Powers right now, so we took a commercial break real quick. And
He said it won't stop.
It just stopped.
That is an Otis ass run.
Oh, a bit. Oh, whew, like nothing happened.
I like how
Get mic'd,
inconsiderate.
get mic'd.
Yeah. I like how inconsiderately I gotta go because I gotta piss. Not, hey, do y'all need to piss? We can take 2 minutes to do this. No.
We only got one
30-second
ad. We only got 2 ads in this bitch.
We're back. You caught some behind the scenes, me eating some salmon balls.
Usually that's clump.
It was too.
What?
Oh. There you go.
I was thinking, do you like fish sticks? Gay fish.
See, I laugh at shit like that, but I can't laugh at this Lana
Yeah,
piece of
it's so
shit.
fucking. That's the. Why is it bad? Because I like dumb shit. The reason I like AW is I like dumb shit, and I hate this.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
God, fucking.
I mean, we talked about it before too. Sometimes I think maybe I just like pop. Yeah, put a little bit in there. Stackhouse.
I'm doing my impression of
What's
Marsh in the bathroom.
just out of curiosity, Stackhouse, the show that Pat McAfee has, what's the sports that they're covering on it? Is it like strictly football, strictly basketball? I'm just curious because I think he's usually a football player, right?
Yeah, I think he's ex-football.
Drop an ice cube in there.
Ex-football.
So your last was it was Rusev Lana, which obviously that's an easy
Obviously.
one to say no to. Matter of fact, we even tweeted out pass and got a couple of likes.
Then I did a Natty Charlotte.
Natty Charlotte. So you don't like that they're together?
So same thing with Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. I think building this could be better. Give me a reason. And I get, okay, your booking idea for the future. I like that. Give me more of a reason for them to be together. Because then, when you're doing it this way, I feel like, oh, cool, Tessa Blanchard's here.
They did beat Kabuki Warriors a little quicker than I would have liked.
Well, but when Tessa Blanchard say she does appear, I'm going to be like, oh, cool. So when you said the whole like, well, Megalovania and things like, I know that she's related to Tully. I know she's Tully's daughter, but like,
That's true. She has a better reason to go to AEW.
but I'm like, but what? No, not that. But it's like a thing like, oh, cool. Who's this person? What is this?
Yeah.
Give me more shit. Give me
Well,
more
but that's
reason.
just it. So if they actually do bring in Tessa and they actually build towards it, I think they would do a better job of explaining who she is than AEW might otherwise. You know what I mean?
Do my impression of you in the bathroom.
This is mainly football. Okay. Does Oklahoma have any teams?
What do you mean?
They got the Sooners. Who else do they got?
We got Oklahoma State Cowboys.
What? That doesn't make sense. Do they have any like
Pro?
pro teams?
Don't even look at me for football.
Oklahoma?
I don't think so.
Is it all college or is it
barely got a
NFL?
goddamn NBA team.
Just curious. Although, did you like when the Sooners wagon fell over a couple weeks back? I thought that was hysterical. We were actually at like a bar and we saw it, and I was like, "Oh, JR is gonna be pretty annoyed at that." And then we saw he was at the show. I was like, "That's cool."
People got hurt.
Did they?
No.
Oh, I was like, "Fuck!" It just looked like a little tumble.
That's why they're bad at football.
So I do think that putting Natty and Charlotte together is a really cool idea, and they can start building them as like a legacy team and start doing stuff like that. I do think they've done a poor job of building it that way, and I do think it's a little quick to put them against the Kabuki Warriors at all, let alone get the win already. It does feel a little bit rushed in that aspect, but at the same time, their tag team division, they got a lot of depth.
Kabuki will get the run back by the Green Mist, I'm sure.
Ooh, but then Natty starts spreading out pink mist.
That sounds like a disease.
Or they do the snowball spot.
Snowball spot.
I could see a lot of like the worst of our cup people commenting on
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Few people not watching tonight. Good thing.
There's a few lines I was like, man, that person's not here. That's we can tell.
Let's see. My only other thing I was going to bring up was actually a down as well as far as Raw goes, which is actually Street Profits with Humberto. I thought that whole pairing was awful.
Yeah,
I thought the whole promo beforehand, I thought the OC was actually pretty good. I thought the Street Profits came off pretty awful, and I thought that they really undermined Humberto and made him look pretty stupid.
Yeah.
By just demanding, say these lines, say this line, say this thing, say it this way. And for him to just accommodate every time, it felt like he was just their little fucking dancing guy. You know?
Dancing guy.
Yeah. Hey, do this trick I want.
Yeah, I didn't
Like
like
a
it.
pony.
I lost interest in that segment.
Yeah, I was really
And
unhappy
actually, I
with it.
think that was probably about the time I started to fall asleep. So, it was GG's after that.
Yeah. And I think the match would have otherwise been okay. I think Montez Ford is awful at selling.
Yeah.
His whole thing is like being a fucking cartoon, and it's like too much. He even was like mis-selling. Like they would do something.
I used to think of Juicy J,
Yeah.
which is why I like him.
They did it. So one of the, I think it was Carl Anderson did this thing where he raked his face, and Montez is sitting there and he goes, "Oh," like after it happened, he's like, like he missed it entirely, and you're like, "What?"
Did that hurt or not, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Rake?
Oh, Stackhouse is finally with us on this.
Street Profit was trash. Yay! I just didn't like it. I don't like where they're going. I don't like the yelling. I don't like the way that Montez. God, I just don't like so much about him. Like I just feel like, even when he was out there doing something else, and I forget what it was, but like he like looked right at the camera and did some stupid shit. Like it was during trying to sell a move, and it was like, are you just so enamored by the fact that you're on TV right now? It's just like, hey, everybody, look at me. look at me, Mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it felt like a really unprofessional way to go about being on TV.
Yeah.
I felt like, sorry.
Like the kind of person who runs back and forth behind news anchors. You know what I'm talking about?
I thought they was
Yeah.
paid someone to be like, walk around shuffling shit. That is your job.
No, I mean like when they're doing like the on the street stuff and someone comes by and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like watching Montez Ford to me.
I thought like when you're watching CNN and they're in a newsroom and it's like someone,
The War Room.
yeah, just handing out AEW contracts.
Wolf Blitzer.
No. Did you have anything else on Raw? What do you think of the main event? Wait, don't you have something about the main event?
I watched it today because I watched the recording. Hulu. It's all right. I mean, of course, I knew Adam was gonna like come out as a winner.
Yeah.
It was kind of an obvious tell. If they did strap the belt on Seth, I would have been like, holy shit! Probably would have popped, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I would have been super excited. I would have fucking loved it.
No, I would have. That would have been the only thing. I thought Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole was a way better match than Seth.
For sure.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And I was kind of like, oh, this is a wet fart from Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it's cool. I like the promo. I was like, oh, Seth,
You think wet farts are cool?
generally, yeah, because they have like a better sound. They get more like acoustics.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Better
You get a little more
acoustics.
reaction.
Yeah.
That's true.
Plus, there's the risk of it not being a fart.
That's a good point. The risk that is the gas coming or no?
Yeah.
It's the gas coming.
Yeah.
We want smoke.
Yeah, we want
I want the smoke.
Yeah.
Here it's we want the fog.
Yeah.
When you like reposit.
Yeah, it's that thick. No.
I put up a couple highlights on my Instagram. You guys should check it out. They're pretty good.
I will. Do you have anything to say on Raw? Anything else?
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
I thought
tapped.
it was a decent. I thought it was a decent show. I thought it was a. We talked about this before you got here. Is wrestling this week was better than it felt. And I thought Raw was the weakest point of it, which wasn't bad. But
I agree. I think Raw was the worst show of the week. I
think-
think SmackDown was the best.
I
personally.
think the NXT takeover definitely was diluted with the Raw going into Raw, just because on SmackDown it came to such a surprise and just everything that happened last week. So having it, like knowing that they were coming in today or yesterday, excuse me, it just for me it wasn't as exciting.
it would have been cool if it was at the end. Like do it where you're building late.
Yeah.
And it's not like throughout the show. It was later, but rather than sprinkle it and be like, well, they're gonna come in, aren't they? And then like, oh shit, have it come in. I like the Undisputed Era coming in. I like them a lot more now.
Yeah. I appreciate them as a faction. I do think that they're getting painted as like the face of NXT and from a faction standpoint instead of being like
Because they have all the belts.
yeah. But I mean, like,
that makes sense.
but I mean like they're coming in as we are NXT as opposed to we are Undisputed Era. You know what I mean? Where like as being a standalone faction, I don't feel like they have it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're super tied to NXT now.
Because
as
in like
weird.
an NXT show, they would just beat the crap out of anybody else.
Yeah.
But now they're like, oh, we're on your side.
Well, I feel like right now it's because maybe part of this, and maybe you could even split it more, is NXT. They are NXT because they're Triple H's. Because Triple H and Shawn Michaels have really put themselves behind.
Yeah,
Adam
now
Cole.
it kind of feels like Triple H and Shawn Michaels are like the true like head figures of Undisputed Era. It's
Yes.
like they're
I'm gonna take my hand out of William Regal's ass.
And I have a hard time buying into Adam Cole. I really do, especially when you're going up against, and it becomes obvious when you're going up against guys like Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, who are not big guys, but you make them look huge. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it gets to a point where it's all like, okay, do I really buy that you have the toughest kick in town? You know what I mean? And his fucking last shot still looks like a teabag. He just runs over and fucking squishes his nuts on them, and then they go down. It's like the Hogan stick drop.
Some big nuts, dude.
That's a good point.
It's gotta have something to pay on him.
That's a good point. That's how you get the dentist in there. She fixed her own teeth.
Okay. No. We can't edit this out.
Well, we'll fix it in post.
No, come on.
We'll fix it.
We
in
now have post.
That's a good point. There's no
We're
post.
live.
Whoops. We should have had that.
That's my favorite Jim Ross line ever. We're live, buddy.
Oh yeah.
We really need that 45-minute delay right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not modest.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's the last I had about it. I thought it was a really good week in wrestling. I thought that, I mean, for one, my tops, that's going to be a problem with a lot of NXT guys.
That's going to be a problem with a lot of NXT. What?
Wait. What exactly is going to be a problem with them?
What's going to be a problem with NXT guys?
You're only saying that's going to be a problem.
Oh, what?
That's what I'm saying. What?
That's what?
What exactly is going to be a problem with NXT guys?
What?
Oh, because they look so small in comparison to everyone on Raw.
True.
Yeah, you're going to have them in the ring with any person who's generally small and then be like, oh, they're enormous now. I think so too.
Except guys like Keith Lee or
Keith
Walter.
Lee,
Dominic
Matt
Riddle.
Riddle.
Walter.
Dominic.
Donovan, yeah.
Matt Riddle, I think, will look good.
Matt Riddle, yeah.
Out of curiosity, Stackhouse, do you watch NWA Power? Because as we get close to wrapping up the show, we believe we're going to start covering NXT Power as part of our weekly. I caught the first two
did it
episodes
again.
today.
You NXT Power?
No, I said NWA Power, dude. Everything's Power.
Quit rubbing us, you fuck!
No, dude, everything's Power. Everything's Power. Everyone knows that.
Colors even?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it again.
Yeah, I said Stackhouse's main roster is looking big. Yeah, NWA Power. We think we're gonna start watching that. We're considering. We're toying around with the idea, so it might be next week, week after. We're not sure yet. Or if we don't do it, we'll just let you know. But we're thinking we might sit down and watch NXT or watch NWA Power as it hits YouTube right at the 4 o'clock hour when we normally would go live. Watch it together, hit the show right as it goes off the air, and start the show with what happened on NWA. Do you watch NWA and would you be interested in that? Let us know.
Yep, I've watched them all.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Stackhouse has watched them all. What do you think? Because I was incredibly impressed by the first 2 episodes that I saw, which means I'm only 3 episodes behind, and I'm okay with that. And do you think it's something we should be including in our conversation? Because I feel like what they're doing was pretty impressive. And I feel like they had a lot of answers to things we've had questions about as far as other companies and such, and things that they're neglecting. I feel like they do a really good job of not. At least it seemed like so far. Although there was one dude, I don't think it was Homicide, it was the other guy from that team.
Not Eddie Edwards, Eddie Kingston.
Kingston, yeah. Kingston, so he's doing a promo, and he grabs the mic and starts walking up to the camera and back and forth. And he keeps doing that because he's trying to look intense and talk to the camera and then talk to his partner who's way back here. And the camera couldn't stay focused, so it was just a blurry fucking mess. And I was like, stay on your fucking mark! Like, you don't look badass, you just look hard to see.
Cornette should have kept him in line.
Yeah.
Don't let him do that shit, Cornette.
Yeah, honestly.
There's a talking to after.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, if I had seen that and if I was any kind of producer, I'd have been like, we're going to have to reshoot that because you fucked up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Your promo was otherwise great, but you literally fucked it up by trying to be too much. So how about we do it this time like you want people to see it? He said you like it. Never watched the studio wrestling when I was a kid. I'm here for it. Nice. The producer never watched it at the studio either, but she was super impressed by it today. I only saw some, not a lot. And I've seen more in watching it as an adult going back than I have growing up, really.
Yeah, producer here. I loved how everything made sense. I knew who was who. They really gave me all the information I needed to just enjoy what I was seeing. And yeah.
It was literally the first wrestling program I've ever watched with her where she didn't have any questions for me. She usually interrupts every single match, every single promo to say, what's this, what's that, who's this, why are they saying this, are they mad about that, who's this person? Literally not a single question. I was like, that's a good fucking show.
For me right now, my favorite character in Power is Aaron Stevens, formerly known as, oh my god, I just brain farted.
Maddox, right?
No. Oh, God.
Sandow?
Sandow, yes.
That's who it was.
Jesus Christ. I had it in my head and then just brain farted. But his character is so funny. How he does like the little like trailers for his movies and they're so corny. You'll get there, bud.
I didn't see the trailers. We did see his first promo and he was like saying stuff and he like respond to the crowd and make a, hold on. And like he was kind of like taking control of the crowd in a neat way. I thought that was pretty cool too. And I wasn't sure where I recognized him from until you said formerly known as, and then all of a sudden it popped up in my head. I was like, oh, he was
Damien
fucking Mizdow.
Mizdow. Oh my god.
I missed that gimmick. That was such a good gimmick.
That was such an underrated gimmick.
Awesome. Well, if you're down Stackhouse, then we're down. By the way, Stackhouse at Sam_Stackhouse on Twitter. You guys should check him out. He's got a brand new graphic. Make that shit a sticker, dude. That stuff was dope. Apart from that, I'm at Ref March. This is at GR Lunar. That's at Crybaby Clump on Twitter.
You can send me all the things.
He'll find his password eventually.
He's got to find his password.
I don't even know the fucking email.
God
Because I didn't create an email, so that's kind of fucked.
You didn't create an email?
I created it under okay, I don't know. I'm gonna fix.
I think
this.
you can do it by phone number. I think it's phone number or email, and that's it.
I don't know.
Did you make up a phone number?
I know I didn't make it a phone. I'm gonna figure this out.
Tweet Clump as much as you can. He has to respond by law to everything you guys tweet to him.
Contracts.
Yeah, it's part of his contract here on Wrestling on the Rocks. Also, Wrestling on the Rocks, we have our own Twitter now, at WOTR The Show. Wrestling on the Rocks The Show. WOTR The Show. Come give us a follow. Go ahead and put the I in following, the I in Prime subscribe, and hit the old bluebird, as it were. Anything else going on over there?
Me and producer.
Producer. You're just clicking a shitload of stuff, and I thought something was going to blow up. Do you have anything else you wanted to bring up?
Nah, I'm good.
I think it was a good week in wrestling. It was an awesome week for promos. I think we're in a pretty cool spot right now. I like the idea of Survivor Series happening in the middle of all these Wednesday Night War things because it gives like an extra height to the war where every brain's against each other.
Yeah.
So, who won the war this week or this past week?
I felt SmackDown was the best show of the week.
Yeah, WWE won the war this week. SmackDown.
WWE going to war.
Although I do think
SmackDown was amazing.
SmackDown was so fucking good. But I will say that I think this is one of the better shows that AEW's put on.
Yeah. I'm tempted to knock you back for Crown Jewel, but
I know. That was also it too. It was like, fucking, what are you going to do? And then they did that and you're like, oh, okay, you had an answer. I didn't think you would.
Touche.
Yeah. Well played.
Did you have any?
Nope.
No?
I've said my piece.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we are Wrestling on the Rocks. We are here drinking all the goddamn time, but we drink on the air once a week.
yeah.
So give us a follow, give us a like, do the thing. Last call.